weekly for Brett Brennan's Football Press Conference, where you can catch up on all things Arizona football this season. The Football Press Conference, sponsored by Coors Light.
Clicks don't show the full picture, but Cumulus Digital does. We show you exactly who saw your ad by name and address, and our campaigns beat industry benchmarks by over 25%. Visit cumulusdigital.com today to start outperforming.
KCUV Tucson, a Cumulus media station. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com.
On the Sports Tip, Wildcats Radio 1290.
We have reached the final week of the Major League Baseball season. And guess what? Your Diamondbacks are not dead yet. It was a historic weekend here in the desert.
Corbin Carroll, way back. Goodbye. That's 31 for Corbin, 107 off the bat, and it's a 6-spot. A jumbo jack.
That was just the beginning for one Mr. Corbin Carroll on this weekend. He homered in the second inning of a 9-2 win Sunday over the National League East champion Philadelphia Phillies. And then in the sixth inning, he got on first base when no one was at second base and decided to become the first in a new group in franchise history.
Corbin wants to get a little payback for Marte getting one in the wallet. He can get that 30th stolen base right here.
Yeah.
He's going to have to do it against the lefty Mesa. There he goes. Realmuto, no throw, and there's the first 30-30 season in Diamondback history. He has homered and stolen a base in the same game, appropriate. His 31st home run, and that was his 30th stolen base.
30-30 club. 30 home runs, 30 stolen bases. Corbin Carroll, the first Diamondback player to ever do that in a Major League Baseball season in just his third full season in the big leagues. Corbin Carroll on joining the 30-30 club and being the first Diamondback to do it.
First pitch there, just took a chance and got him. McKay had us had a good idea of what that guy was trying to do, and there was kind of a point there. Missed some games and wasn't sure if I was going to be able to keep up what I'd been doing up to that point, but to be able to get it done, and 30-30 is a cool one for me. It's guys I remember growing up watching. Those were numbers that they hit.
Yeah, well, the numbers are just unbelievable when you look at it. And again, this is a young man who came up 2 years ago, helped lead the Diamondbacks to the World Series, then kind of had a little bit of a sophomore slump last year. And you wonder again, young guys, how are they going to react when things don't go well? There were some injuries last year. There was, an injury or two this year. But the numbers have just been absolutely phenomenal. 30 home runs, 30 stolen bases. But that's not. And I was just looking at some of these numbers over the weekend, and just your mouth just drops. Not only is he the first Diamondback with 30 home runs and 30 stolen bases in a season, he is also the first player in Diamondbacks history with 30 home runs and 30 triples in a season. Corbin Carroll. He is one of only two players in Major League Baseball this year who has 30 home runs, 30 stolen bases, and 30-plus doubles as well. The other guy plays for my team, the Cleveland Guardians, Jose Ramirez. That is how phenomenal this season has been for Corbin Carroll. But listen, the numbers, there's more. There's more. He is now just the third player in Major League Baseball history to have 30 doubles, 15 triples, and 30 home runs in a season. One of those guys' name was Stan Musial. That's the kind of company Corbin Carroll has put himself in this season. Stan Musial did it in 1948. You heard Corbin say, guys I grew up watching. One of those guys that he obviously grew up watching that's done it recently is Jimmy Rollins. Jimmy Rollins, the only other member of that club. 30 doubles, 15 triples, 30 home runs this is since 1947 now. There may have been some guys that maybe did it before that, but this is since 1947. So this is the last close to, what is that? 79 years. 79 years. Just those three guys. And you talk about J-Roll, who was, again, one of my favorites back in the early part of this century. He and J-Roll are in a list all by themselves. The only players in Major League Baseball history now, this is like going way back. The only players in Major League Baseball history, 30 home runs, 30 stolen bases, 30-plus doubles, 15-plus triples. Corbin Carroll and Jimmy Rollins are the only guys to do that. Stan Musial is not on that list because Stan Musial was not a base stealer. He was not a base stealer. He never stole more than 9 bases in any one season. Just incredible what this young man has done this season.
Any players surprise you they're not on that list? Like, I was thinking maybe like Granderson would be a guy I would think.
Well, you mentioned, because there's more. There's more. There's another list. There's just so many lists that this young man put himself into. But Granderson is on one of those lists. Now, Corbin has 17 triples this year. So he needs 3 more triples to become just the 5th player in Major League history to have 20-plus doubles, 20 triples, 20 home runs, and 20 stolen bases. Curtis Granderson is on that list right there. He had 38 doubles, 23 triples, 23 home runs, and 26 stolen bases in a season.
Yeah, he's the modern triples leader. Yeah. Because if you go to look at the all-time triples in a season list, DK, almost all of them are from the 1800s. Not even kidding. Like, all of the triples, anybody who hit 30, there's only 3 guys who hit 30 or more.
Yeah.
1912, 1886, and 1894.
Right.
So, yeah, 23 is the modern high. Curtis Granderson's the only guy on the triples list that has played within the last 40 years. But, yeah, I mean, it's rare because if you think about it, the stolen bases and triples kind of counter each other out, right? You either get on first and you steal a couple of bases, or you find a way to motor all the way around to third because you found a gap. But, yeah, unbelievable. I think sophomore slumps are going to happen, but I think it's how you respond from a little bit of a dip that really kind of defines your career and your character or trajectory. And obviously his rookie year was outstanding, a little bit down last year, but right back at it.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive for sure. The other 4 guys that are on that one list, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20 doubles, 20 triples, 20 homers, 20 stolen bases. Willie Mays is on that list. Yeah, 26, 20, 35, 38 for Willie Mays. We mentioned Jimmy Rollins is on that list, 38, 20, 30, 41. So J-Roll was the biggest of those power hitters with 41, 3 more than Willie Mays. I'm sorry, he was the best of the stolen base in that category. He had 41, 3 more than Willie Mays. Frank Schulte, you won't recognize Frank Schulte. He's back before 1925, I believe, is on that list. So Corbin Carroll, Frank Schulte, Willie Mays, Curtis Granderson, Jimmy Rollins are the 5. If Carroll can get 3 triples in the last week of the season, because he's a little bit short of that 20-20-20-20 list right there. He needs 3 more triples to get to that list right there, which would be another pretty impressive a feat for this young man who is not even, I don't think, 25 years old yet. Insane. Fourth member this season of the 30-30 club. Can you give me one of these? Was kind of shocking to me. Can you give me one of the? I already said one of them. I already said one of the names.
30 home runs, 30 stolen bases.
Yeah. I already said one of the names. Can you give me another one of those?
I mean, it would have been Shohei, but he hasn't been healthy enough. I don't think he has the stolen bases this year. He had last year.
Did he? What did he? How many did he steal last year?
Like 50. He had a 50-50. He was the first 40-40, and the first 40-40 since McGuire, and then he was the first 50-50 last year.
Right.
I can't think of anybody, honestly.
Jose Ramirez has 30 home runs and 40 stolen bases. Juan Soto has 42 home runs and 35 stolen bases. But the name that surprised me was Jazz Chisholm. Jazz Chisholm has had a 30-30 year for the New York Yankees. I mean, the stolen base part of it doesn't surprise me because I know Jazz can run, but I didn't. I knew he had. I knew he was having a good power year. I just didn't realize he'd already hit over 30.
I think it's bunches, right?
Yeah.
Just like last year, right? I think he didn't hit too many home runs early, but I remember hearing quite a lot about his power numbers coming way up recently. I'd have to take a look at his more recent, but it feels like he's hit a lot of home runs recently.
Right. 4 more guys are very close to reaching the 30-30 club this season. Pete Crow Armstrong, the young star for the Chicago Cubs, who we talked about after I had a chance to see him play for the first time in Chicago earlier this season. He's got 29 home runs and 35 stolen bases. Francisco Lindor has 28 home runs and 31 stolen bases. Randy Arozarena, he hasn't disappeared yet. He's had some up and down years, but he's had 27 and 28 this year. And Julio Rodriguez, I believe he's with the Mariners, if I'm not mistaken. Julio Rodriguez has 31 home runs and 28 RBIs. So there could be as many as 5 or more members of the 30-30 club as we get into this final week of the season. And what a final week of the Major League Baseball season it is going to be. I mean, this is it's almost like, because there's only 3 games on the schedule today, so it's almost like this is the calm before the storm. Yeah. Because starting tomorrow through Sunday, it is going to be an absolute sprint to finalize these final playoff positions in each league. The Diamondbacks they lost back-to-back games. Remember, they lost Thursday, or I think they lost Wednesday in the final game of the Frisco series, and then they lost the first game to the Phillies Friday night. And you're thinking, I remember I went out to the triathlon event on Saturday, and I was talking to a young man, and I said, yeah, 2 straight losses now. Looks like they've reverted back to what they do. Like you mentioned, J-Dub, last week, they get to above 500.
It's been the standard,
and then they can't seem to sneak above that. But then they turn around and they win 2 games in a row. They get an awesome outing on Saturday from Zach Gallen. They get a great outing from Eduardo Rodriguez, who, except for that hiccup last week in San Francisco, has been money in his last 5 starts for this team. I mean, the Eduardo Rodriguez you thought you were getting when you signed him has showed up at the right time.
I read 5 runs in his last 6 starts, something like that.
Yeah, exactly. It's I think it's 6 in his last 6.
It's crazy.
He's had 2 shutout outings, the 1-run outing, and then the 5. He gave up the 5 last week.
His ERA was in the 6s or 7s at one point this season.
Exactly. The Diamondbacks are 1 game out of a wild card spot. Now, the unfortunate thing is that there's 2 teams ahead of them.
Right. I was going to say, so everybody has to root against the Reds and Mets, right?
Yeah, exactly. You got to root against those 2 teams. And again, you mentioned the Reds. The Reds. Terry Francona's Reds are the hottest. They're one of the hottest teams. I think actually they might be the hottest team in baseball now that the Guardians lost yesterday.
They've won 5 in a row, and the other teams that are hot right now, DK, are the Braves and Marlins, who are way out of it.
The Marlins, who thank you, or knocked the Rangers out of it.
Among contenders, the 5 games in a row is the longest streak currently. Yeah.
So the belief is, now I don't know all the tiebreakers. But the belief is that the Diamondbacks probably need to go 5-1 over these last 6 games. They've got 3 at home against the Dodgers to wrap up this homestand starting tomorrow, and then they've got 3 in San Diego to end the season this weekend. So the belief is they probably need to go 5-1, which and we'll look it up. I haven't had a chance to look it up. But my guess is they probably don't have the tiebreakers against either of those teams, the Reds or the Mets. So that's why they probably need to almost win out to get in. But it's gonna the fact that we're even having this conversation about this team with everything they've gone through and the injuries and losing Lourdes Gurriel, who was your hottest hitter just a week and a half ago, it's amazing. And I'll continue to say I think this has been one of Torey Lovullo's best managing jobs since he took the gig here in Arizona.
I got your tiebreaker real quick.
Yes.
So Reds would win because they hold they won the series against both the Diamondbacks and the Mets. So the Reds would, if all 3 teams tied, the D-backs and the Mets tied, the D-backs would win the spot because they own the tiebreaker against the Mets. So it's Reds 1, D-backs 2, Mets 3 as far as tiebreakers settling in would work out.
There you go. My Guardians obviously have played their way back in. They've got a series starting with the Tigers tomorrow. They're 1 game behind the Tigers in the American League Central Division.
That's what's crazy is you're talking about this week and all, but the teams that are matching up against each other, it's like, the D-backs need to go 5-1. They're playing the Dodgers and Padres, right?
Exactly. And I'd imagine the Dodgers have a chance to potentially, I don't know if they can clinch it in Arizona because it is such a tight race right now. That is a 3. I mean, if the Padres just kind of fell off of a cliff, then the Dodgers potentially could win it over the course of the next 3 nights here in the desert, and hopefully they won't jump in the pool like they did that one year and piss a whole lot of people off. But, yeah, it's a 3-game lead for the Dodgers over the Padres going in. The Brewers, I believe, have locked up their division. They're up 7 now with, I think that they've won that division. The Phillies have won the East. We still have to decide the American League West. That's a 3-game situation right now.
All the American leagues haven't been settled, right?
Yeah, none of them.
Yeah.
None of them.
Because the Blue Jays have not clinched the East yet. The Tigers and Guardians are still fighting it out.
Yep. The Blue
and
Jays are the only team.
Astros,
the Blue Jays are the only team that's actually in. They're in. They clinched a spot,
but
just not the division so much yet. So the Mariners lead the Astros by 3. The Tigers lead the Guardians by 1. And the Blue Jays have a 2-game advantage over the Yankees. The Red Sox are 5 out, so they still are holding on as well. So it does not get any better than the final week of the Major League Baseball season under this new alliteration of all these different playoff opportunities on the wild card. And that's what this was meant to be. A bunch of different cities have a chance to still enjoy this final week of the Major League Baseball season. And we are here
except for
in the desert.
Denver.
Except for Denver. Exactly. Exactly. They've been out of it forever. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. What do you think about what Corbin Carroll has done this season? What is your team, and are they still alive going into this final week of the season? We'll get into all that. Cardinals lose yesterday. Panthers win big yesterday. You'll hear from T-Mac after the game as well. We are back in game week for your Arizona Wildcats heading into Iowa State. We can tell you the time of the next home game. Be ready. Ooh, boy, we have not had a game this early at home in a long time. Cricket is now, she's out this week on vacation in the basement, down under, below deck, whatever she likes to do. And Dragon Ball is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the Auto Nation Honda and BMW Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. We do have an accident with possible injuries over at East Glen Street and North Craycroft Road. Most of the slowing here on east and westbound Glen. Also, State Route 77 going northbound. A red signal bulb is out right now as you approach West Einer Road. So milepost 75 seeing some slowdown as you approach that section. Right now, your weather currently sitting at about 92 degrees. Will eventually be dropping out of the 90s, though, once we get to about 6. I'm Dragon Ball with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Rooter Ranger 24/7 Plumbing, Sewer, and Drains. For fast, affordable plumbing and emergency drain services, call Rooter Ranger and get out of plumbing danger. RooterRanger.com.
888-7-RANGER. Get you out of plumbing danger.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
This is Ron. I'm the president of Alaskan AC. Our main job is keeping you comfortable, and we hope that puts a smile on your face. But we recently met someone we just made smile just by being on the radio.
I giggle every time I hear you guys come on. My daughter laughs at me because I can hear the jingle start and I immediately turn the volume up.
That's our new friend Charisse. Not a customer, just somebody who needed a laugh, and we just happened by.
My husband passed away 5 years ago. I was diagnosed with cancer 5 years ago. I fell into a very dark depression. You guys make me so happy, so I can't say thank you enough. I really, truly can't.
That's awesome.
No matter how we made you happy, we just want to say thanks. You're the reason we've been keeping Arizona chill since 1972.
The Grizz cracks me up, and I've actually repeated it to people because some of them don't know who you guys are. Mm-hmm. So I have to say, oh, you have to listen to them. They're so funny.
Reach out anytime at alaskanac.com.
Wildcat fans, Arizona football tickets are on sale now. Join the party at Arizona Stadium all season long as your Arizona Wildcats take on year 2 in the Big 12. There's nothing better than an Arizona football game day, from the tailgating scene to the action on the field. So bring a friend and get your tickets now by calling 520-621-2287. That's 621-CATS, or by visiting ArizonaWildcats.com/FB. And as always, bear down.
Looking for top-notch lumber and framing? Johnson Manley Lumber has been your trusted expert since 1970, specializing in both residential and commercial projects. Our experienced teams, cutting-edge technology, and reliable supply chain ensure your framing is on time and on budget every time. We're proud to be employee-owned and community-rooted in Tucson. Learn more at johnsonmanley.net. Proud supporter of the University of Arizona radio broadcast. Go Wildcats.
Experiencing the natural wonders comes easy at Rockin' Cay. Nestled at the base of the Rincon Mountain foothills, enjoy stunning mountain views up close every day. Visit Lennar's 2 communities in Rockin' Cay, with home savings up to $25,000 and limited time interest rate and closing cost incentives on select move-in ready homes. LiveRockingK.com. Designed by nature. Proud U of A radio broadcast sponsor.
All right, she's inside. Are you good?
Yeah. It's just, she's my baby girl, you know?
I do, and ceramic coating was a good choice.
She's beautiful.
Yep, I know.
Recon Auto Detailing. Enhance or restore your baby to her former glory with paint recondition, ceramic coating, paint protection, tinting, and more for full protection of your vehicle inside and out. New cars, old cars, we love them all. Recon Auto Detailing, 3829 North Oracle Road, Tucson. ReconDetail.com.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. Hope you had a tremendous weekend. It was a whole lot of fun, for sure, to just kind of sit back once again and watch some college football. And the Wildcats had the weekend off. I'm sure the players enjoyed just getting a chance to reset. They were back on the practice field yesterday, according to Brent Brennan. We'll let you hear a little bit of Brent Brennan's press conference coming up a little bit later in this hour, as well as the game this weekend is at Ames, Iowa. First time since 1968. These two teams will get together, Iowa State and Arizona. Wildcats actually lead the all-time series 4-1-1, and they won that game at Ames, Iowa, back in 1968. If you remember that game, give us a call, 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. I would have been probably about a year old the last time that these two teams played on the football field. We also today found out the schedule for our next game, which will be the next home game against Oklahoma State. And we've got a noon kickoff on October the 4th against Oklahoma State. I don't think we've had and I believe we talked about this before. I don't think we've had a noon kickoff since that USC game. I want to say it was 2017 or 18. I remember Khalil Tate was the quarterback. I believe, in fact, it might have been Khalil Tate's first start at quarterback. So that had to have been about 2017. And a noon game, and when I say a noon game, I mean a noon game in early October. Because normally we don't get the day games quite that early. It's usually back end of October into November before we get the day games. But again, there are some new television relationships this year with this Big 12 conference. TNT is in the picture. The Wildcats have already played one game on TNT. It was an evening game. That was the first game of the year against Hawaii. This game will also be a TNT broadcast, but this will be a noon kickoff a week from this coming Saturday at Arizona Stadium against an Oklahoma State team that just cannot figure out how to win right now. So that's going to be an early start. It may still be kind of hot, and you're going to have to deal with it.
I think the question is, will Coach Gundy be their head coach by that game?
Who do they play coming up? Do they have games? I'm sure they have games remaining.
I just know yesterday's presser, he was very adamant that he was going to remain as the Oklahoma State Cowboys head coach. They played Baylor on the 27th, so Saturday.
Yeah, so Baylor is up next. Baylor, of course, scratching a little bit after last-second field goal loss to ASU. ASU squeaking through. And it's interesting. Other than Iowa State, I don't know that there's a team that at least I've seen through these first few weeks of the season in the Big 12 that really says, oh, man, this team's I think they're going to run away with this thing. I don't know. I mean, obviously, Texas Tech is very good. They're very good. They're 4-0. They won their opener. Anytime you go into Utah and win by 3 touchdowns, you got a pretty good team. Pretty good team. We knew that. Texas Tech, I think, was one of the favorites going into the season, and they've turned out to be just that, despite the fact that they lost one of their running backs. TCU's won some games. Obviously, they're undefeated still. How about Central Florida? I mean, they held down North Carolina. I don't know how good North Carolina is under Bill Belichick in this first season. Central Florida was a team you thought might bounce. You know, they had some good games at the end of last year, but new coach, fired the coach, new coach this year, Scott Frost. Would they be ready to maybe be a team that could contend? But they've so far so good. They've played all their games at home. We'll see what that's like when they go on the road. Kansas looks like, they took a little bit of a step back last year. Jalen Daniels, kind of a sophomore slump for him, but threw 3 touchdown passes over the weekend, and they put a whooping on a West Virginia team that had to have been feeling really good about themselves after they beat Pittsburgh the week before in the backyard brawl. But they came into Lawrence and got housed. Rich Rod and company losing by 31 points. And I think BYU's a little bit of a surprise with a freshman quarterback that they have not yet taken a step backwards.
Houston also is a team you didn't mention that, we don't really know because they haven't really played anybody. They played SF, Austin, Rice, and obviously the Bucks, which are not playing so good up there in Buffalo with Dion at the helm. But Texas Tech and Houston play next week, right?
Yeah.
And TCU is going to be taking on Arizona State this weekend as well. So there's a lot of those teams you mentioned have a very challenging opponent on the horizon. So I think after this weekend, we'll have a better idea of who's real and who's not.
Based on, but getting back to my earlier point, based on what we've seen, Arizona's right there. Arizona's right there. I would say, if you're giving me a pecking order, I would say are they at the top right now? I mean, obviously they've shown some numbers defensively that would put them. I mean, they're the number 6 team in the country. in scoring defense right now. I would say they're right in that second echelon of teams right now. They're in at least the top 8 right now, I would say, in this 16-team conference. But, like Brennan said today, we've only played 3 games. There's still a lot of football to be played. We still have to go out there and continue to do what we've done and prove that we can do it against some of the better competition. And what better competition than the team right now that I would say if I was ranking the 16 teams, and maybe we'll do that later this week. We'll rank the teams right now 1 to 16 and see what kind of list we can come up with. But right now, if I was ranking top 3, Iowa State is definitely, I think, 1, and Texas Tech is 2 at that point. And like I said, I think I'll still make Arizona State 3 because they're the defending champs and they won on the road and not an easy place to win. But I would definitely have Arizona in that top 8, I think, right now.
Did you hear the other big college football news that came out today from the East Coast?
In terms of basketball?
No, football.
Football.
The ACC had some meetings, and they've determined that they will play 9 conference games next year. So they're the final Power 4 conference team in DK. It just makes sense that every conference plays the same number of conference games.
Absolutely.
Maybe one power. I think their model will be 9 in conference, one forced Power 4 games. So they have to play at least one other quality opponent outside of the conference. It's so much better. You're just asking a question of who's real. Who's real in the Big 12 right now? We don't really know. There's been so many pieces, change places, NIL, transfer portal, all this stuff. Having the conferences play at least 9 games against each other and all be on the same page with that, it just lends itself, come a month or 2 from now, well, you have such a better idea of who's real and who's not, because I'm sick of the 4 patsies, right?
Yeah.
And the minimal amount of games, because looking at some of these statistics, you mentioned U of A's defense and how many points they've given up. Like BYU's only given up 14 points on the season, but they played 2 games against not necessarily strong opponents. So, yeah, you got to play good teams, and especially with the expanded college football playoff, just gives us a much better idea and understanding of who's meant to be there and who's not.
Well, and I think the thing I like most about this move, for at least, is that they're not only is it the 9 league games, but it's the 10 Power 4 games, and that's what I've always said. I think you need to play at least one Power 4 non-con. Everybody should play at least one Power 4 non-conference game, and with your 9 conference games, that gives you 10 of your 12 game schedule is against the big boys of college football. And so I like the fact that that's what the ACC is moving to do as well. And obviously that's what the Wildcats did this year, having played Kansas State as their Power 4 non-conference opponent the last 2 seasons. That should be mandatory because there were a lot of years, like we said, and I remember I went back and I looked at the list, especially during the Rich Rod years. There were a lot of times when I think he was here 6 years, they played one Power 5 opponent in the non-conference in 6 years, and that was the 2012 game against Oklahoma State. That's why, and I've had a number of people tell me, hey, that was one of the knocks against Rich Rod was of the 18 non-conference games. He was here for 6 years, and you played 3 games. Of the 18 non-conference games during his tenure here, they played 12 games against Group of Fives, 5 against 1AAs or FCS teams now, and then they had the 1 game against a Power 5 opponent, and they went 16-2.
They also went to 5 bowl games in 6 years.
Right.
So, I think there's that methodology to playing teams that you're almost guaranteed to win early in the season. But if you have any, aspirations to finish high in your conference, potentially even make it to a trip to the national title tournament, you have to figure out a way. The other question I have, DK, is when you're not great and you're a lower Power 4, Power 5 back in those days, but Power 4 team, how hard is it to schedule? Because that's a lose-lose situation, right? If you're a big-time top 25 power program and you schedule a team that's the 192nd ranked Power 4 school, if they beat you, that's terrible for your resume. It feels like this. It's such a lose-lose situation until you get back to Midland, until you get back to some kind of respectability. some of those teams in the lower echelons of the Power Four must have a hard time scheduling games against quality opponents. You have to play other bottom feeders for other conferences for the most part because, again, it's lose-lose for those top 25 teams. If they lose that game, their season could be over.
Indeed. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. We can dive into that decision by the ACC, and if you like that, I love it. I love the fact, again, 9 conference games and a Power 4 non-conference game that gives you 10 quality games. And again, you're not, now some of the smaller schools might be losing out on a little bit of money, a little bit of capital that they would have been getting from playing some of the bigger schools, but you can still schedule those games on the other side of that schedule. 1 Power 5, 1 Power 4, 1 Group of 5, 1 8-8, 1 FCS team. That's the way I've always believed it should go, and I think we're starting to see a lot more schools that are going towards that model. All right, we're going to let you hear from the head coach of the Arizona Wildcats, Brent Brennan. We had a press conference earlier today. If you missed it, we'll let you hear some of that, as well as we'll dive into what happened in the NFL over this weekend. Cardinals not only lost the game, but lost one of their most important offensive pieces to the puzzle. We'll dive into that. Panthers 30-0 over the Falcons.
Bijan, what you doing, man?
Wow. Yeah, that was not a good look for Bijan Robinson and the Atlanta Falcons yesterday down in Charlotte. We'll hear from the Panthers as well as get you your Panthers report and all that a little bit later in the show. Right now, Dragon Ball's got you. He will all week long, every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. We have the improvements on the I-10 Keno to Irvington Road work still ongoing, with Country Club Road under the I-10 remaining closed for a year for widening work, with Country Club Road under the I-10 reopening in summer of 2026. Eastbound and westbound Ajo Way west of Keno Parkway is reduced to 1 lane from 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. through October the 9th. For your weather, still at about 92 degrees. We'll be staying that way until we start cooling down here around 5 p.m. I'm Dragon Ball with you, Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Rooter Ranger 24/7 Plumbing, Sewer, and Drains. For fast, affordable plumbing and emergency drain services, call Rooter Ranger and get out of plumbing danger. RooterRanger.com.
888-7-RANGER. Get you out of plumbing danger.
Here's the tale of the daily med fill. Same old pharmacy, same old bill, but those prices kept rising higher still.
Till the savings Wrangler rode in, cool as can be. Tap Good RX, saving massively.
No plan? Don't matter none. Up to 80% off. The deals are done.
Discounts hitting harder than Ma's chili. Dang, that one little app does all the rest.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
Check Good RX. Good RX is not insurance.
Hey, want to hear something great? Right now at Wendy's, you can get 2 of the #1 selling bacon cheeseburger in all fast food, the JBC, plus medium fries and a medium soft drink for just $8. Want to hear something else great? Double the burger means double the bacon. Now that's a game changer. 2 of the #1 bacon cheeseburgers with fries and a drink for just $8. Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Request $8 JBC meal deal to obtain discount. Individual items at regular price.
Tobacco Barn presents the continuing saga of Captain Tobacco.
My hero.
To advertise up to 40% off at Tobacco Barn, paying no city or state sales tax, and saving up to $3 off with a coupon at TobaccoBarnTucson.com, I'm going to jump from this airplane at 30,000 feet.
I hope he's careful.
It's Tucson's only place to save up to 40% on all your favorite tobacco products.
Wahoo!
You'll pay no city or state sales tax because they're on the reservation.
Wait, where's the ripcord?
And save up to another $3 off with a coupon at TobaccoBarnTucson.com.
Oh no, he forgot his parachute. I did it. Hooray! That's why I'm Captain Tobacco. Captain, you seem a little shorter. I prefer vertically challenged, my dear.
Tobacco Barn, Nogales Highway just south of Valencia. Check TobaccoBarnTucson.com.
Or did everyone else get taller?
Oh, brother.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
September is here, the kids are in school, football has started, and it's still hot in the old Pueblo. Picturock's Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing is your trusted, local, and family-owned air conditioning and plumbing service provider. We have been serving Tucson and the surrounding areas for over 24 years. Call Picturock's Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing at 520-492-0748 and go to picturockscooling.com to set up your next appointment online.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Progressive Commercial Insurance can protect your small business with over 30 coverage options, an easy-to-use mobile app, personalized discounts, and more. Get a quote in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Discounts and coverage selections not available in all states or situations.
Get your backyard summer ready with a custom pool from First Choice Pools. A backyard oasis built around you. First Choice is a full-service builder of beautiful in-ground pools and backyard designs for years of staycations. If you want to dive in this summer, now is the time to visit TucsonPoolBuilder.com. First Choice Pools for installs, renovation, remodeling, and repair. Get started today at TucsonPoolBuilder.com. Ask about our 60-day pool. To be summer ready, First Choice is the only choice.
Step into a world where rewards never end. Welcome to Club Soul at Casino del Sol and Casino of the Sun. Every moment brings excitement. Every visit unlocks exclusive perks, free play, dining discounts, and more. From high-stakes action to luxurious experiences, your rewards grow with every play. Join today for endless benefits and unforgettable moments. Club Soul. Play more, earn more, experience more. Casino del Sol and Casino of the Sun. Enterprise of the Boscoyaki Tribe.
Do you often worry you left your garage door open? With the LiftMaster Garage Door Opener powered by MyQ, you'll never worry again. You can control, secure, and monitor your garage from your smartphone anytime from anywhere through the MyQ app. As an authorized LiftMaster dealer, we have smart openers designed for your needs, including belt drive motors for ultra-quiet operation, integrated camera for live video streaming, and battery backup that lets you in when the power is out. The team at Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. Visit KaiserGarage.com to learn more.
This is Andrew Bogish with a Sports Minute. The Falcons don't have a Michael Penix Jr. problem yet, but getting embarrassed in Carolina yesterday is a bad look for the entire offense, and one touchdown pass in 3 games is not good enough either. This is not all on the QB, and this is a small sample size, but the Falcons are 0-4 with Penix under center when the opposition scores more than 7 points. I'm Andrew Bogish.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If Old Spice Deep Sea Super Hydration Body Wash were music, what would it sound like? Start with the deep sounds of Old Spice's ocean waves and kelp. Layer on the smooth, renewing moisture. You wouldn't hear any parabens or phthalates because Old Spice Deep Sea hasn't got any. But you would hear that vitamin B3 for healthier looking skin. So while your regular body wash sounds like this, Old Spice sounds like this. Sounds like it smells amazing.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Don't forget, $5K a day. We are giving away $5K a day here on Cumulus Media Networks. You have a chance to be one of those people who wins $5K a day. Listen for the keyword. In fact, I'll give you coming up later, the keyword for this particular part of the day. So 5 different parts of the day. You're going to want to listen. Starts at 6 in the morning, 6 to 9, 9 to 12, 12 to 3, 3 to 6, 6 to 9, I believe is the way it goes. Text the keyword to 95819. 95819. I'll give you that keyword here coming up just a little bit later. Let's hear from the head coach of your Arizona Wildcats today, Brent Brennan, back from the bye week, back from the recruiting trail, and ready to tackle Iowa State.
All right, good to see everybody. Just really, I want to start the same thing off by saying I'm really thinking about Coach Clark, his family, the UCF football program, just knowing how football teams and programs and coaching staffs are built. I just want our sincere condolences go out to all of them. I can't imagine what they're all going through and just how hard that is on everybody involved. Just so Arizona football is sending our thoughts and prayers to everybody there at UCF and obviously Coach Clark's family. And it's been a busy week, transitioning to just the bye week and kind of everything that was, and there was a lot going on. But I think we really attacked it. I think our players did a fantastic job, as did our coaches. Obviously, there was a lot of practice and a lot of work that had to get done, but then there was also, recruiting and all the things that come with that, and then us continuing to work hard to kind of build our brand and build our program. And I know a lot of you guys saw the collaboration with Phoenix Raceway, and just what an awesome experience that was. I think when you look through the lens of just the business of college football now, how do we continue to build and push the brand of Arizona football? And we felt like Redline was just such a simple thing, kind of in alignment with race cars, right? Like, you're always talking about redlining a race car. And so I got a chance to redline a race car. I'll be honest with you, I was like a little bit nervous at first. I'm looking out, because you're standing there and those cars are going by crazy fast, right? And then you go through the training and there's the people there, at the Phoenix Raceway were just amazing to me and to us, and I was just so appreciative of the collaboration. And I think, but then you got to get in the car, and then you're in that thing, and it's I don't know the last time any of you guys drove a stick shift. Anyone? Anyone? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's been a while, right? So same thing for me. So that was an adventure, but I was just really appreciate Anachel and Carrie Cecil, and then also the people up there at Phoenix Raceway. It was a lot of fun, and I think it was an opportunity for us to continue to talk about redlining in a different way, but also to engage our fans during the bye week. And so, everything that we're doing here at Arizona is we're trying to build a program that is successful and sustainable over time. And how do we find creative ways in the new world of college football to do that? And I thought that was a really great step, and it was supported obviously by Desiree and her administration. And so we were excited to be there with those people. But busy week, obviously a huge week right now, and we're excited to get going. We got a first taste of practice last night, coming back off of the bye, and the players have done a great job getting ready to go. So what do you got for me? Come on.
Thank you, Coach. Start with Justin and then Dave. So how was it getting out on the road and doing some recruiting?
Are we talking about the race car? No?
Did you drive to any of these locations in the race car?
That would have been super sexy. If we could get a race car branded with Redline, I would drive the hell out of that vehicle. All right, that would be awesome. No, it was great. It was great to get on the road. Obviously, the rules now are so different for the head coach in terms of the time when we're allowed to get out on the road recruiting. And so that makes it hard. As an assistant coach, that was something that I loved doing. I loved going to the high schools. I loved watching the players practice. I loved meeting their teachers. I loved, watching them compete on Friday nights, going in the home with the family and all that stuff. But as a head coach, those windows are really limited now with the way the calendar works with the NCAA. So it's a much different experience for me. So when it is, a lot of the schools that we went to are places that I've known those head coaches or those assistant coaches who are now head coaches, I've known for 15, 20 plus years. And so it was great to get out and to see high school coaches and to see some good high school football.
And then this week we have the availability report coming out for the first time with Arizona. What do you think about that?
I think it's great. I think it puts everybody on the same page. I think there's some consistency in college football with what the availability report is going to be. I think we've been moving that way. I know that's something that the media has been asking for years. And so I think it takes a lot of pressure off of you guys and us, because I just feel like whenever there is an injury, it just becomes too much of the narrative, when really you're just trying to get your team ready to play with who is available for that game. So now we have a streamlined process of this is the availability report, and these are the guys that we think are going to go, and these are the guys that are doubtful, and we'll, obviously you guys will get the first one on Wednesday night. So I'm excited about it.
Brent, with the new NASCAR relationship, are you a fan? Do you watch it? Do you have a driver that you like or have liked across the years?
He's my guy because he's an Arizona dude, right? He was here for a couple semesters. He came by. He's been by a couple times to spend a little bit of time with us, and he's a really great person. A lot of fun to talk to. The biggest fan on our staff is Josh Oglesby.
Oh, wow.
which he asked me as soon as I got in the building on Sunday morning. He was in my office. He wanted to know all about it. I think for Josh, we might have to build a bigger car if we're going to get him behind the wheel. Just those cars are not made for offensive linemen. But Josh is the one, on Sunday, we're in the middle of game plan or whatever, and he's like, hey, did you hear how the NASCAR race finished today? And I'm like, whoa, I'm just trying to get a first down, buddy, but he's such a fan. So I enjoy that part of Josh, and he's actually kind of pushing me into definitely being more interested. And now with this new collaboration and this relationship, it's obviously going to be something that I care more about, right? So I'm excited about it.
And obviously Iowa State, this is a new relationship, haven't played them since 1968. What have you seen about the way they've built that program over the course of maybe the last 10 years where they are so consistently right there at the top?
That is a great question. I have incredible respect for Coach Campbell and that staff there. I think that's one of those deals where he took over a program that had been up and down, and he's made it a consistent, sustainable winner, something that we talk about wanting to do here at the University of Arizona. And so I just have an incredible amount of respect for him and his staff and how they've built it, and it's been incredibly impressive to watch. And I've watched it over the whole tenure of him there. And even when, Coach Campbell and I had not connected before I got here, but we had been kind of trying to. And when we played Toledo in fall of 23, the whole pregame conversation with Coach Campbell there, we talked about Coach Campbell, right? And it was really an interesting just how much he respected Coach Campbell and what their experience was like. And so he's a universally respected head football coach. He's a really good guy, and he's built a hell of a football program.
Michael? So you guys are obviously on a roll heading into the bye. Do you feel like it came at a good time nonetheless in terms of resets right before Big 12 play, maybe getting some banged up guys healthier? Or would you rather have just kind of continued on that roll because you're playing so well?
No, I think the beautiful thing about scheduling is that you don't really get to have a say in scheduling. So, you know what I mean? So you just have to deal with with whatever it is. But, I think the good news is that we played, some good football leading up to it. It did give us a chance to do a little bit of self-scout and dive back into some fundamental stuff and work on some situational football and also, get ready for the upcoming opponent, which is, obviously one of the best teams in our conference. It's on the road in a tough environment. There's so many things that come with this game. So it gave us a chance to talk about all those things. It is, I think, unique where you have both teams coming off a bye. I don't know that I've ever had that in my career, So obviously it's a really important week of work for us because we know that they'll be ready to go.
Damien and then Brian. Brad, let's go back to the NASCAR. So what kind of training did you have to go through?
Yeah, so there was a video, and then my man, the guy who's in charge of the on-track raceway, Nick, he was giving me the coaching points because I want to make sure I was coached up because I watched the video and I was like, wow, that's a lot of information in 40 minutes. But it was really fun experience. Everyone was so professional and everyone was so fun. We had Wilbur out there. I don't know if you saw the pictures, but it was just a really neat collaboration with the Phoenix Raceway, and the car was fast, man. It was cool. It was really cool.
Brian and Troy. Just from scouting Iowa State and film and all that, it seems like they go super heavy on the tight ends by design and all that. How is that so different from everyone else that you've faced to this point?
Well, in some ways it's not completely, but I think you asked me the question last time when we were getting ready to play Kansas State. You said they had 9 tight ends on their roster. You know what I mean? So that way, I think the way they're built gives them a chance. When people play with a lot of tight ends like that, it adds gaps, it messes with your fits. There's a physicality that comes with it, which obviously they want to play that way. So I think the beauty of what they've done is that they continue to have a philosophy of how they want to play, and then they recruit to it. And the results have been obviously extremely positive. So they do a hell of a job with it. And those guys are good blockers and they're complete tight ends, which is one of those positions I think everybody in college football consistently, I don't know if struggles is the right word, but is challenged trying to find those positions because lots of times they're either kind of like a in-between body between like a wide out and an O-lineman or wide out and a tight end. So you're like, okay, this is going to be a developmental process for this kid to get there. Or they're like big and you're kind of trying to slim them down a little bit. So there's And then by the time you get them good, now you're having transfer portal conversations and all that stuff. So it is a challenging position to find out there. Obviously, they've done a great job of it.
All right, that's the head coach of your Arizona Wildcats, Brent Brennan. We'll have some more of that coming up for you a little bit later, but I wanted to dive in real quick to this new partnership. They kind of announced this on Saturday. Phoenix Raceway, Arizona Athletics, Arizona Sports Enterprises, and Arizona Football uniting to highlight the university, the living the red line philosophy of this football program and what they're calling a first-of-its-kind collaboration that connects college football and NASCAR across the track, campus, and race weekend. The collaboration brings unique opportunities for fans to engage, strengthen cross-state connections, and celebrate the pride of the Arizona community. So this is cool. As you heard the coach mention, he was up there at the raceway along with Wilbur on Saturday. The collaboration, which will continue on October the 11th when the Wildcats take on BYU. Phoenix Raceway is going to have a pace car with red line decals leading the Wildcats team bus and game day entrance onto campus for the Wildcat Walk. So there'll be an actual pace car. We see the police cars and the police motorcycles. Now you're going to have an actual pace car leading the Wildcats onto campus for for the Wildcat Walk on October the 11th. There'll be an official NASCAR show car on display outside the stadium. Interactive fan engagement and social promotions using Red Line and Living the Red Line. In-game entertainment with Phoenix Raceway President Latasha Kazi serving as a guest coach for the coin toss. So a lot of fun. And I would imagine, because I think the NASCAR Championship weekend, this is all in conjunction with that as well. I believe the last race of the year tends to be out here in Arizona up at Phoenix Raceway to crown NASCAR's points champion every week. That weekend is going to be the end of October this year, October the 31st through November the 2nd. So that'll also be another weekend where this collaboration will be in full effect.
And that makes perfect sense. Like when I think of NASCAR, I think of Florida because that's where it started, and North Carolina, which is really where the meat of it all happened. But the fact that the Phoenix Raceway is home to the final race of the year makes a total amount of sense, DK.
Yeah.
That they would have this collaboration in early November is when NASCAR wraps up in Phoenix.
I wonder if weather has something to do with that.
Probably so. Probably so.
All right. So, a lot of fun there. We'll hear more from the head coach coming up a little bit later. Also, Arizona Fall League is coming to Tucson in just a couple of weeks. We talked about Corbin Carroll at the top of the show. Well, who is the next Corbin Carroll coming up in the Diamondbacks minor league system? He might be on the field here in Tucson coming up on October 11th. We'll dive into that as well. Donna Peterson from the Arizona Fall League is going to join us after the top of the hour. DK on the Sports Tip. Monday Night Football about to get going. The pregame show over on Freedom 1400. Tonight's game, Lions and Ravens. I've got 3 BetMGM Network top plays, although, the way we lose, I don't know if you want to hear those, but I'll give them to you anyway. All that straight ahead. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Columbus Boulevard south of Grant Road still closed for the next several months for the utility work happening there. Now through October, travel restrictions will be in place where you cannot turn left onto Columbus from Grant Road, and Dodge Boulevard remains closed both north and south of Grant Road for the work there. Still at about 92 degrees. We'll stay that way until 4 p.m. until we eventually get out of the 90s here at 6 p.m. I'm Dragball with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Rooter Ranger 24/7 Plumbing, Sewer, and Drains. For fast, affordable plumbing and emergency drain services, call Rooter Ranger and get out of plumbing danger. RooterRanger.com.
888-7-RANGER gets you out of plumbing danger.
Hi, it's me, Flo, here to tell you that with the Progressive Home and Auto Bundle, you get 24/7 protection, so you're covered no matter where the day takes you.
Even bad hair day?
Yep.
And tree branch fell on my car day?
Especially that day. Progressive has you covered 24/7 for your home and auto.
How about thought it was chicken, but it was tuna day? Or overnight construction outside my bedroom day?
Those days too.
Great, because that was each day this week.
Been there. Well, at least your home and auto are covered every day with Progressive.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Let's go!
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age.
making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This is Ron. I'm the president of Alaskan AC. Our main job is keeping you comfortable, and we hope that puts a smile on your face. But we recently met someone we just made smile just by being on the radio.
I giggle every time I hear you guys come on. My daughter laughs at me because I can hear the jingle start and I immediately turn the volume up.
That's our new friend Charisse. Not a customer, just somebody who needed a laugh, and we just happened by.
My husband passed away 5 years ago. I was diagnosed with cancer 5 years ago. I fell into a very dark depression. You guys make me so happy, so I can't say thank you enough. I really, truly can't.
That's awesome.
No matter how we made you happy, we just want to say thanks. You're the reason we've been keeping Arizona chill since 1972.
The Grizz cracks me up, and I've actually repeated it to people because some of them don't know who you guys are. Mm-hmm. So I have to say, oh, you have to listen to them. They're so funny.
Reach out anytime at alaskanac.com.
Get your backyard summer ready with a custom pool from First Choice Pools. A backyard oasis built around you. First Choice is a full-service builder of beautiful in-ground pools and backyard designs for years of staycations. If you want to dive in this summer, now is the time to visit TucsonPoolBuilder.com. First Choice Pools for installs, renovation, remodeling, and repair. Get started today at TucsonPoolBuilder.com. Ask about our 60-day pool. To be summer ready, First Choice is the only choice.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your boat, boat wins.
What are you going to do? Take the boat out for a spin or go mail something? Boat wins! Are we cleaning the patio or taking the boat out fishing? Boat wins! Are we skipping that eye exam to go sailing? Boat wins!
Rescheduling eye exams can be a nightmare.
All right, fine. Eye exam, then boat. Yeah!
With Progressive, you can bundle your boat with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings on your boat. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states and situations.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up, like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
September is here. The kids are in school, football has started, and it's still hot in the old Pueblo. Picture Rock's Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing is your trusted, local, and family-owned air conditioning and plumbing service provider. We have been serving Tucson and the surrounding areas for over 24 years. Call Picture Rock's Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing at 520-492-0748 or go to picturerockscooling.com to set up your next appointment online.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus Media station. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com. We are your home for Arizona athletics. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, we are getting to that point of the schedule where baseball is going to be happening here in Southern Arizona, and even more baseball than we've had in recent years. Obviously, we have the annual Mexican Baseball Fiesta, which will be happening first week in October. But, of course, we've got our new Tucson baseball team that is coming in that's going to be playing in the Mexican Pacific League this fall and winter as well. And we have a triple header that is coming to Tucson involving the Arizona Fall League. And if you don't really know what the Arizona Fall League is, we're about to tell you that. We are joined by Donna Peterson. She is the league administrator for the Arizona Fall League. It is a fall baseball league that involves professional players. It's been happening in Arizona for a long, long time, but mostly up in the Phoenix area. Don, I appreciate you taking some time to join us. Just for folks that maybe aren't very familiar with the Arizona Fall League, give them the quick synopsis of what it's all about.
Thanks, David. I would love to. The Arizona Fall League has been in existence for over 30 years. It is where the top prospects from all 30 of the clubs come on into Arizona at all of the spring training facilities. Well, not all of them, most of them, and play. It's basically looked at as the finishing school. So these are the stars of tomorrow today. So you're going to find your future favorite player now and be able to follow them through their entire career. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I mean, that's awesome. In fact, I think I was broadcasting in AA back in the mid-'90s about the time that the Arizona Fall League was getting started, and I remember hearing about it and guys on our teams being excited. I was working in the Mariners organization. We had a couple kids, I think, that were scheduled to go out there and play in this new league, and like you mentioned, it's been 30 years, and I mean, all the top names, pretty much all. I mean, you talk about guys like Derek Jeter have come through and played these games in Arizona. It's a fabulous opportunity to go out and see the future stars, as you mentioned. How did this triple header come together here in Southern Arizona?
You know, Tucson is an amazing town, and it's definitely a sports town, as I have learned being down here for the last few months. But really watching how well the WBC qualifier did and seeing how the community rallied around it made it more apparent that, you know, the Fall League should come back and, you know, do a triple header, bring all of our teams down here so that the fans down here in Tucson can find their next favorite star.
So it'll be a triple header. So again, you mentioned all the teams will come down because there are 6 teams that compete in the Arizona Fall League. You've got the Glendale Desert Dogs, the Mesa Solar Foxes, the Salt River Raptors. That's the team that the Arizona Diamondbacks are affiliated with. The Peoria Javelinas, I love the name, Scottsdale Scorpions, and Surprise Saguaros, all very desert-oriented names there. So, and what will be the setup for the day? When will the games start? How can folks get involved in terms of tickets if they want to get out and see it? Will there be any pre-practices or workouts that folks can be involved with if maybe they can't get to the games on game day?
Absolutely. So Saturday, October 11th, like you said, 3 games of triple header. The first game will start at 12:30. We'll be doing 12:30, 3:30, 6:30. So that's how the 3 games will be coming down. We're not going to necessarily have any practices or anything. The teams will be coming down that day to play. That being said, you know, you can come out and spend a great day of baseball with your family. We're going to be honoring first responders, inviting our little leagues, working with the tribal councils out of U of A to really have Tucson represented on that day. Tickets are easy to find. You can go to MLB.com /Arizona Fall League, and you'll be able to click on tickets. Also see the schedule for any other games if you want to take the trek up to the Valley and see your teams up there as well.
And the Diamondbacks recently announced the young men that they're going to be playing in the league. Jack Hurley among those, Yancey Luis, Kenny Castillo, Jacob Steinmetz, Drew Jameson, and David Hageman are going to be, along with Jordan Chalet, will be the players, and Kyle Admin as well, will be the players from the Arizona Diamondbacks organization that will be competing this year in the Arizona Fall League. You guys have done some expanding. Obviously, I mean, I went up to a game a few years ago. I believe it was at the do you guys play at the Cubs' new park out there? I believe I went to the game at the Cubs' new park.
Yeah, the Mesa Solar Sox are home at Sloan Park where the Cubs play.
Yeah, that's one of the more beautiful new facilities up there that is affiliated with the Major League Baseball clubs. What I understand now, you guys actually do games on Sundays. That's kind of a new part of this. When did that start?
So Sunday is probably one of my favorite days. We did start having games on Sundays last year, and they just became a family hit. The community is something that's very important to the Arizona Fall League, and really allowing our fans and the communities that we serve to see this as a great place to bring your family. So we've turned Sunday into Sunday Fun Days, where we have different events as well as we do Kids Run the Bases on Sundays up there. It is wonderful. Like I said, it is my favorite day because we get to see all of those families out together, watching baseball, just being together and having a great time.
The play begins on October the 6th in terms of the league. Obviously, 5 days in is when they'll be down here in southern Arizona. 30 regular season games they play in the Arizona Fall League, with it wrapping up there in mid-November. What are some of the other things that, if fans want to come up to the Valley for games, that they'll see and experience?
We have some great things going on. We have our third triple header at Goodyear Ballpark the Saturday after we are here in Tucson. And then the best weekend that we have is our Fall Stars weekend, which we host at Sloan Park in Mesa, November 8th and 9th, which is where we will have a home run derby, as well as our Fall Stars game, where we are taking the top guys that have performed within the Fall League and doing a traditional, Fall Stars game. It is the best weekend that we have. It's just a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about it. I mean, it is, and we're really looking forward to having this back down here in southern Arizona. Again, this is going to be on Saturday, October the 11th, a triple header beginning at 12:30. Salt River and Surprise will play in the first game. Mesa and Peoria in the second game, which will be at 3:30. First game will be at 12:30. Nightcap at 6:30. That'll be Scottsdale and Glendale. Tickets available online. They range from $20 per game for youths. That's 11 to 17. Seniors 55 plus to $25 for adults. Kids 10 and under can get in free. That's awesome. Is that for the whole, for the games as well, the entire season? Kids under 10 can get in for free?
That is our whole season. Like I said, the family is very important to us at the Arizona Fall League. So we want a place where the families can come out, so 10 and under are free.
And then and they run the bases on Sunday like they do at the big league ballparks.
We do, and we love that. It gives us a chance to really get to meet our families even closer.
There you go. There you go. Donna, hey, we appreciate you joining us today. Best of luck. We're looking forward to having this event down here coming up on the 11th.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Have a great day.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Columbus Boulevard south of Grant Road still closed for the next several months for the utility work happening there. Now through October, travel restrictions will be in place where you cannot turn left onto Columbus from Grant Road, and Dodge Boulevard remains closed both north and south of Grant Road for the work there. Still at about 92 degrees. We'll stay that way until 4 p.m. until we eventually get out of the 90s here at 6 p.m. I'm Dragball with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Rooter Ranger 24/7 Plumbing, Sewer, and Drains. For fast, affordable plumbing and emergency drain services, call Rooter Ranger and get out of plumbing danger. RooterRanger.com.
888-7-RANGER. Get you out of plumbing danger.
Hey, Joy. Oh, you are glowing.
Oh, hey. More like Mira Joyed. That Miralax helped me go. I was so backed up. Tried mega coffees, prune juice, everything. Then Miralax. And hello, gentle relief without the harsh side effects.
Ooh, how does it work?
It works naturally with the water in your body for constipation relief. Find Miralax today at your local retailer.
Use as directed for occasional constipation.
Honey, that flu keeping you up? Did you take NyQuil Intense Flu?
Nah, I got this. Okay, I don't got this.
Yeah, you need NyQuil Intense Flu.
Undo your flu with NyQuil Intense Flu. NyQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms so you can sleep.
You do got this.
NyQuil Intense Flu. The nighttime sniffling, aching fever, best sleep with the flu medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
This is Ron. I'm the president of Alaskan AC. Our main job is keeping you comfortable, and we hope that puts a smile on your face. But we recently met someone we just made smile just by being on the radio.
I giggle every time I hear you guys come on. My daughter laughs at me because I can hear the jingle start, and I immediately turn the volume up.
That's our new friend, Charisse. Not a customer, just somebody who needed a laugh, and we just happened by.
My husband passed away 5 years ago. I was diagnosed with cancer 5 years ago. I fell into a very dark depression. You guys make me so happy, so I can't say thank you enough. I really, truly can't.
That's awesome. No matter how we made you happy, we just want to say thanks. You're the reason we've been keeping Arizona chill since 1972.
The Grizz cracks me up, and I've actually repeated it to people because some of them don't know who you guys are. So I have to say, oh, you have to listen to them. They're so funny.
Reach out anytime at AlaskanAC.com.
Sean Furrier here for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care.
Whether you're new to Arizona or you've been driving here for decades, we all share the same roads and the same extreme driving conditions like extreme Arizona heat, extremely large potholes, some extremely flooded roads, and there's always extremely distracted drivers, pedestrians, and that guy who drives a scooter backwards into oncoming traffic. You're driving in the world's largest video game, stopping, starting, turning, heating up, and cooling down. And that's just your afternoon commute. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care's 14 award-winning locations have been helping drivers just like you get home safely for over 60 years. With top-quality tire brands, no hidden extras, and one low price. Jack Furrier has everything you need to stay in the game, like wheel alignments, batteries, brakes, air conditioning, service at prices that won't break the bank. Ask a neighbor or friend about Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care's friendly service, or stop by, make an appointment online, or call ahead to the local's choice. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, here to get you there.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong, you are fearless, you are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factory, a force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Progressive Commercial Insurance flexes to fit your business's needs. From quick repairs to adjustable coverages and even payment options, Progressive Commercial makes it easy to get what you need. Quote today in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
I'm Chris Rose with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. We start in Philly, where Jordan Davis blocked a last-second field goal attempt and returned it for a touchdown to seal the Eagles' Week 3 win over the Rams, 33-26. Speaking of field goals, Andre Schmidt booted a game-winning 55-yard kick as time expired to help the Browns upset the Packers in Cleveland 13-10. And the field goal theme continued in L.A., where Cameron Dicker sent the Chargers to 3-0. He nailed a 43-yarder against the Broncos with zeros on the clock. And why not another? This time in San Francisco, where Eddie Pinheiro clubbed a 35-yard game-winning kick to propel the Niners to a one-point win over the Cardinals. In Chicago, Caleb Williams tossed 4 TDs to help the Bears beat the Cowboys. And in the nightcap, the Chiefs finally got into the win column, a 22-9 victory over the New York Giants in the Big Apple. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
With curbside pickup and delivery available, you'll always find what you love, only at Total Wine and More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play.
Here's your shot at winning $1,000. It's 5K a day on Wildcats Radio 1290. Text the national keyword silver right now to 95819. That's SILVER to 95819. We'll text you back to confirm your entry. Data and message rates may apply. Please don't text and drive.
Your shot at 5K a day is happening now. Listen for the national keyword 5 times each weekday. Then text the keyword to 95819. 5 winners, $1,000 each. 5K a day.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. We appreciate Donna Peterson for joining us, talking a little bit about the Arizona Fall League coming down here October the 11th. Cricket is out this week. Dragon Ball is in. Dragon Ball 5K a day. What would you do if you won $1,000 today?
I'll tell you right now, I would probably go back to my mechanic and see about repairing my axle that's apparently getting ready to be busted.
Oh, boy.
That was a nice little conversation I had on Saturday.
So how'd that happen?
Just went in to check to see about the brakes being a little bit more on the airy side, and they went ahead and they lifted it, checked out the tires, and there says, yeah, your inner tire rod doesn't look good, and your axle don't look good either. So
boy.
I'm going to have to get that fixed up here soon.
Did you blame it on potholes right away, or did you wait for a little bit?
I hit a pothole coming off of work on Thursday, and that's when I noticed the brake issue happening, and that's when I brought it in, and that's when they told me, yeah, we can clean the back brakes for you, but we checked the underneath your car, and this is what we also noticed. Plus, apparently, I've got dry rot happening in my tires now, too. So.
See, I think a lot of people would say Sonoran dogs, but to me, if you move out here to the old Pueblo, in order to be known as a Tucsonan, you have to fall into cactus, number one, and number two, you have to complain about potholes.
Yes,
it's pretty much
absolutely
required.
One of the many mainstays of a Tucsonan.
All right, Dragon Ball's getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. We do have an incident with property damage being reported over at Cotero Farms and the I-10 underpass. This causing a little bit of slowdown there as you get to the I-10, so be prepared for some slowdown on Cotero Farms. And we also have an accident near the intersection of East Broadway Boulevard and North Campbell Avenue. All directions getting to a stop right now at that intersection as you approach it. For your weather, still currently at about 92 degrees, but again, we will be starting to see the cool down happening here coming up soon, as well as getting to 84 here for your low at 8 o'clock tonight. I'm Dragon Ball with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
All right, it was a great weekend for Lathan Ransom, Tetsuo McMillan, and the Carolina Panthers.
This Panther Update is brought to you by UNC Charlotte.
Defending the lair, I'm Imagn Images with your Panthers Update.
Charlotte's momentum has a name, UNC Charlotte, 32,000 students strong, ranked among the nation's top 75 public universities, recognized at the highest level for research, unmatched access to Fortune 500 companies, built for a top-tier city. This isn't typical higher ed. The difference is scale. The difference is momentum. The difference is Charlotte, UNC Charlotte.
It's DK on the sports tip. Did you hear what we were talking about?
Desiree Reed-Francois joins us, the voice of the Wildcats, Ryan Jeffries. We're chatting with Kim Doss, Lamont Lovett, John Elliott, Choya High School. Ryan Hansen joins us.
Anytime you guys want me on, let me know. I love your show. Thank you for all the hard work. You guys do an amazing job. We're extremely fortunate to have you in Southern Arizona.
DK on the sports tip, Monday through Fridays at 3, right here on Wildcats Radio, 1290.
On Sunday, the Panthers got their first win of the season by dominating the Falcons 30-0. That's Carolina's first shutout win since November of 2020. Captain Derek Brown says the shutout was in everybody's mind as early as halftime.
Oh, man, I think when we came in at halftime and it was 10-0, everybody in the building knew what was at stake to be able to have a shutout. They come so rarely, so to be able to get one is one of those things that, you know, you got to be able to cherish, but also take care of it. They were pushing the ball there at the end. Got real worried that they were going to they called timeout, so I definitely knew he wanted to kick the field goal, so it was nice to get that fumble at the end and go ahead and put this thing away.
The Panthers won the turnover battle in the game, registering 3 takeaways, including a pick 6 by Shaw Smith-Wade. But Derek Brown says not to get too excited from one game, although there is a lot to build off of.
You know, they'll be pumping you up all week, and then, you know, as soon as you do something wrong, to go back to how it was. So, I mean, for us, this is about being consistent, staying together in this building, and, you know, continue to block out the outside and, you know, continue to do what this team can do.
The Panthers get back to it with a road game next Sunday against the Patriots. I'm Imagn Images on the Carolina Panthers Radio Network.
This Panther Update has been brought to you by UNC Charlotte, built for a top-tier city. The difference is Charlotte, UNC Charlotte.
And we are your official Southern Arizona home for Carolina Panthers football. Tetsuo McMillan, Arizona Wildcats, Lathan Ransom, South Point Catholic High School, T-Mac in the game on Sunday. 3 catches for 48 yards. He was targeted 8 times. So they did a pretty good job of covering him up, but he did have 3 catches for 48 yards.
That's rare.
Yeah, exactly.
Rare you'll see an upside down number like that with T-Mac, more targets, less than 50% receptions on targets. Yeah.
But he had another fabulous catch. I mean, he's made like a unbelievable catch. This one actually counted. The first 2 weeks, the dramatic catches he made did not necessarily count, but this one he did count. They targeted him early in the game on a 4th down play. 4th and 3 that went for big yards as well. So 23 yards, I believe, on that play right there of his 48 that he got in the ball game. Lathan Ransom did get into the ball game as well. And we'll hear what he did a little bit later. But the defense ruled the roost in this one for Carolina.
Penix the snap, looking right, now checks down left. Oh, yeah! Intercepted! Shaw Smith-Wade, who walks it in for a touchdown. Shaw Smith-Wade, the nickel, read the screen, picked it off after a little juggle, and it's a walk-in touchdown.
One of 2 interceptions thrown on the day by Michael Penix Jr., the lefty quarterback out of the University of Washington. Late in the game, the Panthers also forced a turnover. None other than your Lathan Ransom was the guy that forced the fumble.
The snap, the give to Carter, has some room up the middle inside the 35. Ball comes out, and the Panthers say they have it.
Throw the flag.
Damani Richardson came up with the ball. The Panthers get the takeaway, their 3rd takeaway of the game.
There you go. Lathan Ransom finished the game. He had 5 total tackles, 4 solos, and that forced fumble in a 30-0 win by the Panthers to get their first victory of the season in the home opener down in Charlotte. After the ball game, Dave Canales very happy with all 3 phases: offense, defense, special teams, and a big win.
When you have a chance to score in every phase, you give yourself a great chance to win. I thought the defense played an unbelievable game. The run game plan, the execution, the communication, all that stuff that we've been really just harping on, is where we have to continue to grow. There were still a couple of things, that we need to clean up from a defensive standpoint, but to take advantage of some of those opportunities with Shaw Smith-Wade with the touchdown, Mike Jack with the interception, and then that punch out at the end. It's just a form of habits. It's what we're trying to get done in practice. Is the more attempts we get on the ball, eventually you can get one out there. So I was really proud of the group. How about Ryan Fitzgerald? Not just the field goals, PATs, but I really thought he impacted the game with how he kicked the ball on kickoff and gave us some amazing field position, some different kicks that, gave them some issues getting the ball on the ground in the landing zone. So, and then offensively, I felt like we had some good rhythm going. And, if you look at the stats, our penalties really put us in some unfavorable 3rd downs, and we weren't able to convert some of the longer ones. So I thought we made it harder on us, but coming out of it 2 for 3 in the red zone was really good execution and finish by the guys.
Yeah, Ryan Fitzpatrick, the rookie kicker out of Florida State, with some big kicks yesterday for the Carolina Panthers. We mentioned T-Mac, 3 catches, 48 yards, had a 23-yarder that came on 4th down. Let's hear from T-Mac on his first home game in the National Football League.
No, it was a blessing. Any chance that we get to play in front of fans in Charlotte, that's always a blessing. But I definitely feel like
you had something to show them today, right? First time you played in a win here.
Oh yeah, no, that obviously just winning in our home stadium, that's a must for us, and we got it done today. And I just appreciate all the fans coming out today and showing love, and let's continue doing this thing.
Can you comment on the offensive line, 2 new starters, and holding the Falcons' defensive line in check?
What do you say?
The offensive line, how do you think they did today?
Oh, man, they did phenomenal. They start the offense. We can't get it going without them. And, they did their thing today. And, huge props to those guys stepping up and, stepping up when their name is called. And they did a good job today for sure.
How would you say you're just acclimating to just this level now at 3 games in? Seems like still more meat on the bone for you, even in that game.
The light's bright, baby.
Man, bright as hell. It's all good, though. I'm going to just continue stacking days every single day. That's the beauty of life. You get better every single day. And, I'm a firm believer in, not being a perfect product, like a finished product perfect. So, I'm always looking to fine-tune my skills every single day. And, my teammates do a good job of making sure that I get better every single day for sure.
T-Mac, what's the impact of the first win of the season coming in decisive fashion? To win this way, what does that mean for you?
Man, it's a blessing for sure. Just going off of last week, that second half, our team really realized what kind of potential we had, and we translated that to this week, and everybody's confidence went up. The energy in the room went up, so you can definitely feel the energy, and hopefully we can just continue to stack days and continue to play week by week and leave it all out on the field.
How would you describe your first game at Bank of America Stadium?
It was average. I definitely feel like I had a lot of missed opportunities out there. When an opportunity comes my way, it's my job to go out there and execute it, and I feel like I failed to do that today at some times. And I'm gonna come back tomorrow and just get better. And hopefully, throughout the week, just fix the mistakes that I made and what I could have done. And the team relies on me to go out there and make plays when the opportunity comes. And I got to make sure I go out there and do it.
Well, hey, it was one of those days where maybe the opportunities were not there for T-Mac, but still, the defense made it easy for the offense with the takeaways and a pick six by Shaw Smith-Wade, who basically after the game said the defense was fed up and decided to change the subject. So how about that? This is a defense that much maligned last year, gave up an all-time NFL record 534 points last year in 17 games, and so that they are extremely happy to be able to put up a zero. Put the clamps for the most part on Bijan Robinson in this ball game. Bijan, I think we had him, and we'll get into our BetMGM Network top plays, but we had him over, I believe, 90 yards rushing was one of our plays, and he did not get to that number for sure. Bijan held his 13 carries, 72 yards, did not score in the game. I don't think he has a touchdown yet this season. As a matter of fact, in 3 games, he had the big rushing game last week, but it was Algier that got the glory down by the goal line. He does have 1 receiving touchdown. No rushing touchdowns yet for Bijan this year, but he does have 1 receiving touchdown for the Atlanta Falcons. And in that category, yesterday, 5 catches for 39 yards. So still over 100 yards, 111 all-purpose yards in the ball game for Bijan Robinson, but a disappointing 30-0 loss for the Falcons, who fall to 1-2. Carolina gets their first win of the season. They are now 1-2 on the season. Panthers back. In fact, we've got coming up tonight. Don't forget, we got the Brent Brennan radio show. That'll be at 6:05 right here on Wildcats Radio 1290. You'll hear from the head coach of your Arizona Wildcats about this upcoming game, the bye week last week, the upcoming game at Iowa State. And then right after the Brent Brennan radio show, Panther Talk, you'll hear again from head coach Dave Canales and the fellas from down in Charlotte ahead of next weekend's game at New England. That'll be a 10 a.m. kickoff. We'll have coverage after. Actually, we have a doubleheader in the morning because we've got the first of the International Series games, which we'll have for you coming up Sunday morning. And then directly after that, we'll have Panthers and Patriots for you. Game number 4 of the career for T-Mac and Lathan Ransom.
Should we explain to confused listeners out there why we are the home of the Carolina Panthers?
We are the home of the Carolina Panthers.
I can try. So basically, listeners, here's the thing. We've had Westwood One for the longest time. We have NFL games on the weekends. We still do. But David Kelly attempted to get the Raiders to be the station's team. And what does that mean?
Well, actually, it was the Falcons first.
We
attempted to get the Falcons first
2 years ago, then Raiders. What that means is you air all of their games. And because obviously we can't have the Cardinals be the team of the station, with Tetro McMillan and Lathan Ransom out there in Charlotte, it makes a lot of sense to follow the footsteps of T-Mac as he makes a name for himself in the NFL. So
there you go.
Having the Panthers on every Sunday, it's so that we can follow T-Mac, but it's also because we want extra football on the station.
The more football, the merrier.
The more football, the better.
Don't forget, we're following T-Mac and Lathan.
Of course.
As well.
Of course.
So, but yeah, the more football on our station on a Sunday, the merrier. So we'll have 3 games next Sunday because we'll have the International Series game, which will be very early in the morning. Wake up and at 6:15 on Sunday for the first game. Panthers and Patriots after that. I'm not even sure who the, let me see, the International Series game is who? It is the Vikings and the Steelers. So there you go. We'll have the Vikings. Man, they were just unbelievable yesterday against the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals
I was going
obviously playing without Joe Burrow, but that was they switched out of that game. It was such a blowout.
I was going to say, like, you talked a lot about defense with this Panther update, but how about Isaiah Rodgers in the first half?
Oh, my gosh. He had a pick six and a fumble six.
Fumble return for a touchdown and a pick six in a half.
I wish I have one of the, and I have defensive players on my fantasy team, and I have one of the other defensive backs for the Vikings. I didn't have the right defensive back for the Vikings, although I still think I'm going to win by a lot, so it really doesn't matter. So we'll have Vikings Steelers next this coming Sunday morning. And then the night game, the Sunday night game, will be the Packers and the Cowboys. That's going to be a big one. So we got 3 big games coming up for you. On Sunday, right here on Wildcats Radio 1290, the return of Micah Parsons to Dallas. That will be a fun one for sure. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. How about this? I got 2 sweet deals for you. Not just one. I got 2 sweet deals for you this week. 2 of them. One is to the Slaughterhouse because it is Halloween time. We are a little over a month away.
I'm hearing
from Halloween.
Scary voices on the radio, so it must be Halloween.
There you go. The Slaughterhouse Sweet Deal. Get a ticket for the Slaughterhouse, just $10. Originally $20. You're going to get this for $10. Tickets are only good for certain dates, though, so you have to look at the list and look at the notes. You can't just go whenever you want. There are certain dates when these tickets are good for. So you've got the Slaughterhouse Sweet Deal, 1 ticket for $10, usually $20. And also we've got the Pickler Sweet Deal. The Pickler, we've been talking a lot about pickleball. In fact, we're going to get into pickleball even more in the 5 o'clock hour. Did you know there's a high school state championship for pickleball that is coming to the state of Arizona? I'm going to tell you all about that coming up in the 5 o'clock hour. But I've got a sweet deal to the Pickler. This is one of the new indoor pickleball places here in southern Arizona. You pay $30. You get a $60 gift certificate to use towards your court reservations at the Pickler. Both of these sweet deals go on sale at 8:30 a.m. at WildcatsRadio1290.com. The Pickler is Arizona's largest indoor pickleball facility. It's now open up in Oro Valley. You can enjoy your favorite sport indoors without heat, no weather delays, none of that. It's located on Oracle in Oro Valley. Unlimited membership models, no pay-per-play fees. Enjoy full amenities, locker rooms. They got a player's lounge. They got a pro shop. The Pickler has everything you need for an amazing pickleball experience.
No E.
No, Pickler without an E. P-I-C-K-L-R. And, of course, Slaughterhouse, 21st and final year. This is it? I did not know that. This is the final year of Slaughterhouse. Is it going away?
I guess.
We'll have to maybe find out more about that part of it. Voted Best Haunted House in 2021. Best in Arizona now for 6 years in a row. 30-plus horror-themed themes, graveyards, crypts, infested boiler room, creepy clowns, and Cirque du Soleil, and city meats, human meat packing plant, all that kind of
Apparently, they're finally going to demolish the building.
Oh, that building.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. Okay, there you go. Sundays, this is Sundays through October. Thursday through Sundays. Open now. It's open right now. Thursday through Sundays throughout October. SlaughterhouseTucson.com. Make sure, though, if you get this sweet deal, there's only certain nights that you can use it. All right, Dragon Ball is back with everything that you need to know that is happening in southern Arizona. We're going to get into what happened with the Cardinals this weekend, as well as we'll talk a little bit more about your Diamondbacks and the Mercury. They made it to the next round, but then they put themselves in a hole in the next round like they did in the first round. We'll talk about all of that. DK on the Sports Tip. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
from the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center. This is Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic. We do have a 6-lane winding project impacting traffic along Valencia Road from the east of Culver to the west of Houghton Road, with crews out there working from 6 a.m. till 6 p.m., although there will be some occasional nighttime and weekend work when necessary. Expected to be done by about mid-2026. For your weather, we're starting to get the cool down right now. Going to be about 91 degrees here coming up, and we'll be getting down to 84 once we get 8 o'clock this evening. I'm Dragon Ball with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Rooter Ranger 24/7 Plumbing, Sewer, and Drains. For fast, affordable plumbing and emergency drain services, call Rooter Ranger and get out of plumbing danger. RooterRanger.com.
888-7-RANGER. Get you out of plumbing danger.
Hey, it's Shannon. My neighbor got an HOA letter. Apparently, her weeds are offending the neighborhood. I told her to call my friends at Weedco. They're obsessed with making your yard look great. No weeds, pests, or termites. Call Weedco today at 549-1390 or visit weedcoaz.com.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me, like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
This is Ron. I'm the president of Alaskan AC. Our main job is keeping you comfortable, and we hope that puts a smile on your face. But we recently met someone we just made smile just by being on the radio.
I giggle every time I hear you guys come on. My daughter laughs at me because I can hear the jingle start and I immediately turn the volume up.
That's our new friend Charisse. Not a customer, just somebody who needed a laugh, and we just happened by.
My husband passed away 5 years ago. I was diagnosed with cancer 5 years ago. I fell into a very dark depression. You guys make me so happy, so I can't say thank you enough. I really, truly can't.
That's awesome. No matter how we made you happy, we just want to say thanks. You're the reason we've been keeping Arizona chill since 1972.
The Grizz cracks me up, and I've actually repeated it to people because some of them don't know who you guys are. Mm-hmm. So I have to say, oh, you have to listen to them. They're so funny.
Reach out anytime at AlaskanAC.com.
Tobacco Barn presents the continuing saga of Captain Tobacco.
My hero!
To advertise up to 40% off at Tobacco Barn, paying no city or state sales tax, and saving up to $3 off with a coupon at tobaccobarntucson.com, I'm going to jump from this airplane at 30,000 feet.
I hope he's careful.
It's Tucson's only place to save up to 40% on all your favorite tobacco products. You'll pay no city or state sales tax because they're on the reservation.
Wait, where's the ripcord?
And save up to another $3 off with a coupon at tobaccobarntucson.com.
Oh no, he forgot his parachute.
I did it!
Hooray!
That's why I'm Captain Tobacco.
Captain, you seem a little shorter.
I prefer vertically challenged, my dear.
Tobacco Barn, Nogales Highway, just south of Valencia. Check tobaccobarntucson.com.
Or did everyone else get taller?
Oh, brother.
The garage is more than a place to park your car. It holds prized possessions, and for most, it's a bustling entryway to the home. That's why LiftMaster designed the first ever opener with a built-in wide-angle camera and two-way audio, so you can see what matters and secure what's inside. Ensure your family and prized possessions are secure with a reliable garage door opener that's built to last and powered by MyQ for smartphone control. The team at Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. Visit kaisergarage.com to learn more.
Quick, she's over here. I don't know. I just found her like this.
Yeah, she's banged up, but she'll be fine.
Oh, thank God. What can I do?
Just need the keys. And, sir?
Yeah?
Your car's gonna be fine.
Thank you.
Mobile detailing from Recon Auto Detailing. Tired of wear and tear on your vehicle or just tired of cleaning it yourself? We'll come to you. Book with us online and see why we have over 1,100 5-star reviews. Recon Auto Detailing. ReconDetail.com.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
September is here, the kids are in school, football has started, and it's still hot in the old Pueblo. Picturock's Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing is your trusted, local, and family-owned air conditioning and plumbing service provider. We have been serving Tucson and the surrounding areas for over 24 years. Call Picturock's Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing at 520-492-0748 or go to picturockscooling.com to set up your next appointment online.
Picturock's Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
This is Bill Ryder with the Sports Minute, sponsored by BetMGM. Own your moment, make it legendary. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. It's time to put the Los Angeles Chargers on that list of elite teams in the National Football League. Justin Herbert looks like the quarterback we always thought he'd be. But the real reason is the greatness of Jim Harbaugh. He's a stone-cold winner, and it's proved true again, this time in L.A. I'm Bill Ryder.
What's up, football fans? Picture this. You bet on your favorite player to score the first touchdown in the game, but his teammate scores instead. If this happens, BetMGM wants to give you another chance at the end zone. With BetMGM's second chance promotion, you'll get your stake back if your first touchdown scorer scores second instead. That's right. Bet on any pro football player to score the first touchdown of the game. If you're right, you win. If your player scores second, you get your stake back in cash. With BetMGM's second chance offer, you have a chance to keep the fun going after the first player crosses the goal line. Try a first touchdown scorer wager with confidence today. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. Must be 21 years of age or older. Arizona only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards paid back in unrestricted withdrawable funds. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. The Cincinnati Reds are one of the teams that the Arizona Diamondbacks are looking up at currently in the National League wild card race. And one of the reasons why is this guy.
So much at stake for Cincinnati. And their opening day starter, Hunter Green, trying to put away Ian Happ to finish off a shutout. Called straight down. An absolute gem when they needed it most from their ace. The Reds still going in the playoff chase behind a complete game shutout from Hunter Green.
Absolutely incredible.
Hunter Green is off to a great end to his season for the Cincinnati Reds. They, again, we mentioned early in the show, they are one of the hot teams in baseball right now under the tutelage of Arizona Wildcat alum Terry Francona.
You call him Terry or Tito?
Well, I call him both, Tito and Terry. His obviously his given name is Terry, but he goes by Tito, so we can call him both. But there might be people that don't know if we just say Tito, who we're talking about. And his dad's name, his dad also went by Tito, which I've always found interesting that he goes by the same name.
So he's like
that
Tito,
his dad went.
Tito Cito or something like that?
Yeah, Tito Jr. or something of that nature. Because I don't know that his dad's actual first name was Terry. I think that was just his dad's nickname was Tito, and so was his. But Terry Francona, he's one of those managers that it does not matter what you hand him. It does not matter what you hand him. You might not hand him a roster that you think has any possible chance of making the postseason, but he's going to put you in that conversation. And you hand him a good team, he can get you to Game 7 of the World Series. You hand him an average team, he can put you into the wild card and at least have you competitive. And he's done it once again. He did it in Boston, where eventually they won, obviously, 2 World Series. He did it in Cleveland. A number of years they got to the playoffs. They're going to mention they got to Game 7 of the World Series in 2016. And in his first year with the Reds, he has just found a way to do it once again. 80-76 they are, with obviously 6 games to go in the regular season this week. Starting tomorrow, Terry Francona and his Reds, with 5 straight wins now, have a chance to play in the postseason.
That's a good feeling. Tuesday will be really fun. We've earned the right to enjoy the competition, and I think that's the best way to look at it. That is absolutely the best way to look at it if you're that young Cincinnati Reds team. So they've got 6 games to go. They're kind of like the Diamondbacks. They're playing 3 games at home
and then they've got 3 games on the road. Now, their 3 games at home are a little bit easier than the 3 games facing the Diamondbacks. They've got the Pittsburgh Pirates at home for 3 before they've got to go to Milwaukee. Now, obviously, Milwaukee's already clinched. They're in. I think they probably have. I don't even know if they're really in a race. Let's see. Let's just take a quick look. I think the Brewers probably have home field wrapped up in terms of the postseason, so they may not necessarily be playing for a whole lot this weekend. Might the Brewers? So that's actually could be a good thing for the Reds. The Brewers right now have a 3-game advantage on the Phillies. So they probably still need that. That would put them about a magic number of about 4 going into the final 6 games. So they still have some games they need to win, but they could potentially have that wrapped up come the weekend, and then they start resting guys, and that makes it a lot easier for the Reds.
Mr. Terry Francona does have Paul Skeens on Wednesday.
Ooh, well, there you go. And
he's still trying to up his numbers just slightly more to get that Cy Young.
Take the under in the first 5. We'll see if that bet comes out.
So Terry's father was named John Patsy Francona.
Right.
And he was nicknamed Tito very young as a child. And so Terry Francona kind of took the moniker of Tito from his dad to pay tribute.
John Patsy Francona. And there you go, right there. All right, I've got some plays for you on tonight's Monday night game, which is coming up. So let's give you those in our BetMGM Network top plays for today.
I'm Chelsea Messenger, helping you beat the books with the BetMGM Network. Play of the day is Lions tight end Sam Laporta over 44.5 receiving yards. The Ravens are giving up the second most fantasy points to opposing tight ends, and odds makers are expecting a back-and-forth game with the total set at 53.5. Laporta has already shown big game potential this year. He had 6 catches for 79 yards against the Packers. Bet smarter, beat the books. Download the BetMGM app. Please gamble responsibly.
All right, so Sam Laporta, that's the tight end for the Detroit Lions. It's actually over 50 receiving yards is the bet now at BetMGM, plus 105 on that bet. So your $12.90 play will win you back $13.55 if Sam Laporta can get over 50 yards receiving. Game starts at the top. Actually starts at about 5:15. So you still have about a little under half an hour to get these plays in. Head on over to the Casino del Sol at Sol Sports. You can play them in person or through the online side of it through BetMGM. I've got also another play on Sam Laporta. How about an anytime touchdown for Sam Laporta tonight? An anytime touchdown, that's at plus 20 for Sam Laporta tonight. So that you can well over double your bet. $12.90 to win back $28.38. And trust me, we need to win back some money because we are in a real big hole. I'll talk about that here in a second. And then I've got one more for you. Lamar Jackson. I mean, these 2 teams are going to score. I think the over-under is 53. Most people are taking the over in this game. So Lamar Jackson in anytime touchdown. And I'd imagine with Lamar, that can be passing or running. Doesn't have to be either one. Can be either one. Anytime touchdown. That's at plus 185, which is shocking to me because I would think that Lamar Jackson an anytime touchdown would be an under or a minus side bet.
Yeah.
But it is a plus side bet for tonight. Plus 185, an anytime touchdown for Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, the difference is Laporta hasn't scored yet this year.
Right.
And Lamar Jackson scores seemingly every time he touches the ball. So.
There you go. So those are your plays. Sam Laporta, anytime touchdown. Sam Laporta over 50 yards receiving. And anytime touchdown as well for Lamar Jackson this evening. Now, the bad news is we got our butts kicked once again this past weekend. We went 1-5. 1-5. Going back to, actually, it was 1-5. Going back to last, because our last show was Thursday. We didn't do a show Friday. So we had Thursday night, we had Dalton Kincaid for the Dolphins getting an anytime touchdown. He did that, 5 catches, 66 yards. So we got that one from Dalton Kincaid. Devon Achane for the Dolphins, over 37.5 yards receiving. We fell short on that. He had 7 catches for 29 yards. We also had the Red Sox last Thursday night, minus 1.5 on the actually, this was from last Wednesday, 1.5 over the Athletics. The Athletics lost that game, but they lost by 1 run, so we lost on that. We had the Rangers on the money line over the Marlins on Friday night, and they have lost 6 games in a row. Have the Rangers. That's bad for us, but good for my Guardians because the Texas Rangers have essentially played themselves out of the postseason in just the last week alone. Yesterday, we had the Bears and the Cowboys over 50 points, and that came in at 45. The Bears got the win, 31-14, but it was under, so we lost on that. And we also had Bijan over 90 yards rushing, and as we mentioned earlier, Bijan came in at 72 yards rushing. So we are now $260.98 in the hole.
Let's go Laporte.
Laporta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call him Laporte until he scores a touchdown.
Can we call him Tito too?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, why not?
Everybody's Tito today.
Yeah, everybody's Tito today. Maybe it's good luck. If everybody's Tito, that might be good luck. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. Those are your BetMGM Network top plays. Take them or leave them. We are 20 games under 500. This is a 162-bet season. We are 25-45. So if we have any chance of winning the division, we got to start winning some of these bets real quick. All right, coming up at the 5 o'clock hour, I mentioned we've got a sweet deal for Pickler, which is pickleball. There's a pickleball high school state championship that's going to be happening this year here in the state of Arizona. Does your kid play pickleball? Are they in a club? Has their high school started a club? We're going to tell you how, one, your son or daughter's high school can start a pickleball club and give them a chance. Now, they don't have to be in a club to play in the first high school pickleball state championships, but it would help because obviously if they're in a club, they're playing a lot more, and you're going to be competing with, I think there's already 9 or 10 high schools in the Valley that have pickleball clubs. So you're going to be competing against those kids. So we're going to tell you, one, how you can start a pickleball club at your high school. We're going to be joined by Stephanie Newton. She's the one up in the Valley that's basically spearheading this whole thing. The first high school pickleball state championships. It's going to be singles and doubles, and I believe there might be another. There may be another category as well. But a chance for your high school kid, or if you're in high school, a chance for you to win a state championship in pickleball. Be the first to win a state championship.
Do you think potentially we have time in the third hour to talk about nepotism a little bit?
Of course.
Because if listeners didn't hear, Bruce Pearl stepped down from Auburn, and just in DK, they've signed his son to a 5-year deal to be the head coach.
Right.
He's never had a head coaching job.
No.
Less than 3 hours after his father stepped down, he's now a 5-year signed a contract to be the head coach 5 years at Auburn with no head coaching experience.
Maybe that's why he did it, because he wanted to ensure his son's immediate future.
I think it's ensuring that NILs that have been signed already and that have been put into contract and inks on the page, that they ensured those recruits down the road that there's some stability there would be my guess as to the reasoning behind that.
Bruce Pearl retiring today from college basketball after 11 years as the head coach at Auburn University. A little bit of a surprise there. A little bit of a surprise, potentially.
The timing, right? I mean, who was it that who was the Virginia coach? I think I'm blanking on his name, but he stepped down like a month before the season started. Right. That's what we're talking about here. We're talking about a month before the balls get tipped is a really odd time. They made their first Final Four ever last year, right? So, just weird timing.
Yep, lost in the semifinal to the eventual champion Florida Gators, who will be first on the schedule for your Arizona
Auburn
Wildcats.
Also on the schedule for your Arizona Wildcats.
Exactly. Well, so what's his name? Stephen Pearl?
Steven, I think.
Stephen Pearl will now be the head coach. So we won't get. I spent some time down south when Bruce Pearl was first day head coach in college. I believe he was at Ole Miss, if I'm not mistaken, back in the day when I was living down there. So a giant personality. down in the SEC, and so we'll see what's next for him. But yeah, it's going to be sad not to have him around college basketball, because he's one of the a lot of these coaches are coaches, but you don't have a lot of personalities.
Sound bites.
Yeah, sound bites, exactly. He's one of those guys.
Yes.
Bruce Pro was definitely one of those guys. All right, DK on the Sports Tip. Third hour coming up. Dragon Ball getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
In the AutoNation Honda and BMW Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcat Trail 1290 traffic and weather together. We have an incident with property damage at South Cardinal Avenue and West Valencia Road. Westbound Valencia seeing majority of the slowing here. Also, I-10 going eastbound, you're going to see a crash on the right shoulder near the Nogales exit at milepost 259, so we'll have some backup there. For your weather, still at about 91 degrees, but we'll get out of the 90s here once we get to about 6 o'clock. Getting cooler down to 84 by 9 p.m. I'm Dragon Ball with you, Wildcat Trio, 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. The slow-roasted Cantina chicken menu is here to stay, with ingredients like purple cabbage and freshly prepared pico de gallo. Try it today at a participating U.S. Taco Bell location while supplies last. Contact store for participation, which varies.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8695. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-8695. That's 800-575-8695.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Sean Furrier here for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Whether you're new to Arizona or you've been driving here for decades, we all share the same roads and the same extreme driving conditions, like extreme Arizona heat, extremely large potholes, some extremely flooded roads, and there's always extremely distracted drivers, pedestrians, and that guy who drives a scooter backwards into oncoming traffic. You're driving in the world's largest video game, stopping, starting, turning, heating up, and cooling down. And that's just your afternoon commute. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care's 14 award-winning locations have been helping drivers just like you get home safely for over 60 years. With top-quality tire brands, no hidden extras, and one low price. Jack Furrier has everything you need to stay in the game, like wheel alignments, batteries, brakes, air conditioning, service at prices that won't break the bank. Ask a neighbor or friend about Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care's friendly service, or stop by, make an appointment online, or call ahead to the local's choice. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, here to get you there.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more, or visit tremfyaradio.com.
So hot. Hi, can I help you? Good afternoon. We're with Goodfellas AC Rapid Response Team. But I didn't call yet.
That's how fast we are, man.
Just as I thought. This AC is out.
No, we're not gonna lose it. Come on. Come on. Don't you die on me.
Johnson, get a hold of yourself. Sorry, we take this very seriously.
Wow, you fellas are good.
It's not just a name, ma'am.
It's who we are kind of thing.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong, you are fearless, you are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factory, a force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus Media Station. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com. We are your home for Arizona athletics. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hour number 3 of our show on this Monday. Back to game week. Arizona, Iowa State coming up this Saturday from Ames, Iowa. First time the Wildcats have been there in some 47 years. Is that right? 57 years. 57 years, if my math is correct. It's been a while. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, 57 years, because I was born in 1967, and I'll be 58, and the last time they went there was 1968, and that would be 57. So 57 years since the last time that the Arizona Wildcats played a game in Ames, Iowa. They will make the return trek. The Cyclones are a much better team now, a much better program now than they were back in 1968. They are one of the teams that has been solidly competitive every year in the Big 12 Conference. So it's going to be a tall test for sure for your Arizona Wildcats as they try to make it 1-0 in their official Big 12 opener for this calendar year. 520-848-1290 is the number to get on the program. So Saturday, went to the triathlon meet, the Duel in the Desert over on campus. And now I don't know that I've ever in my life been to a triathlon, any type of triathlon event. So it was kind of cool. Arizona Wildcats, Arizona State Sun Devils. So again, if you're not familiar with triathlon, they swim first, then they bike, and then they go to the running part of it. And this is not like Ironman where you're out there for like ever. I mean, these are shorter distances. I think the swim was 400 meters. The run was about the bike was a little under a 10K bike. I think it was 9.3. And then the running was right around a little under 5 kilometers, I believe. And so the Wildcats won the team event against ASU. It was just U of A in ASU, and the Wildcats won 60-54, and it basically goes by your finishes, how many people you finished. The Wildcats finished 1-2 in the event. Kelly Wetland, who is by far their top competitor, she finished second at the Nationals last year, and she was the winner of this event. So they've had 3 events so far this year. They've had 3 events. Kelly Wetland has won all 3 events so far this year. So she is absolutely killing it. So the next thing up is going to be the regionals, and then it'll be the nationals. And if you had a chance to check out our interview last week with Wes Johnson, and if you didn't, please head on over to wildcatsradio1290.com and check out our chat with Wes. They're going to have to go up to Tempe and win it up there this year because Arizona State is hosting this event. But it was a really cool event because they actually had to do it 3 times because they had to qualify early in the morning on Saturday. They had to qualify at like 7 a.m. So the top 16 qualifiers got to compete in the main event.
That's why they're not running marathons and biking 100 miles, right?
Yeah. Then they did the main event. Then they got about a 45-minute rest. Then they did what they called was a relay, which is, I guess, is kind of a new thing. They don't necessarily do these at all the meets, but it was like a relay. So each team, each side, U of A and ASU had like 5 slots. I think it was maybe 6. I think 3 each maybe. And so then one person would swim, go through the whole thing, and this was shorter distances now for the relay. Swim, bike, run, and then you would come and you would tag off. You would finish the run right by the pool entrance, you would tag off, and then the next person would go, dive in the water, swim, come out, run out, bike, run, and then tag the next person. And so Arizona also won that. They finished, I believe, 1 and 3rd place on that relay event as well. So it was a really good week. In fact, I'm going to play something over here. Let's hear from Kelly Wetland after the event. We had a chance to catch up with Kelly Wetland just on this event, how it was set up, competing at home. First ever time that Arizona Triathlon had competed at home. So this was their first ever home. It's only their 3rd year as a program. First time they competed at home, and they were able to win. And Kelly is now 3-0 on the season. Here's Kelly Wetland, your top triathlete at the University of Arizona.
Everybody ready?
Yeah. So your first time that triathlons had a home dual meet, how did it feel just to be here and be in front of fans?
Oh my gosh, I mean, like, I think it's so much fun to tell everyone about our team, but to show up and have everyone show up for us is just, it's a surreal moment for our program.
What did you like about the course, the way it was set up, and the way you guys were able to operate it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really fun because it's so fast and furious, right? Like, there's just so much, like, technical aspects of, you know, this racing and this course, and so I think it really suited our team well. It was really fun.
So now you have the prelim, you have to go through the main race, and then you have a relay. Is that the norm for a lot of these races, that you have to do 3?
No, but that's the beauty of triathlon. I think it's always a different format, a different set of kind of circumstances that make it, and so that's why it's just so much fun. It's like controlled chaos.
Because you're not normally in a pool.
No, usually we're swimming open water. So yes, it was a little different.
What are the differences between open water and a pool setting?
So in open water, you can usually have like one big group kind of swimming together, and then that's kind of how it breaks up more in the bike pack, and so you can draft off of people. So it kind of takes out the like team aspect in the swim, but it still opens up the opportunity to have much more like dynamic bike groups and exciting run as we saw today.
How did it feel when you crossed the finish line?
Oh my gosh, chills, and it's just amazing. Thank you so much, Tucson, for coming and showing up for us. It was amazing.
So 3 wins this year. What's going well for you? Why are you better this year maybe than last?
You know, I think it's just staying consistent. I did a lot of racing this summer in Europe, and I think, you know, the more that you race, the better you get at racing. And so I'm also surrounded by just the most amazing people ever, and shout out to our coach Wes. He believes and invests so much in every single one of us. And yeah, I mean, home course, I think that one just also gives you a little more energy. So
you guys have a bit of a rivalry with ASU, but you also seem like you're very friendly with them. What's that like dynamic like between you and ASU as programs?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, ASU is probably, they've made the sport better, and we're just really lucky to be able to compete with them and to be friends with them outside of, you know, all of the, you know, red and blue and the gold and maroon. So I think, yeah, it's a wonderful relationship, and we're really lucky to have them.
It's back and forth. I mean, I think you guys won the first one, they won the second one, you guys win today. I mean, that's a crazy dynamic. I get how you looked at those races, why they've been better maybe on one day and you guys have been better on the others.
I mean, it's sports, right? That's why we love it. That's why everyone watches and we show up and we're nervous. Like, it's a dream to have someone that's so competitive, and like a whole team that's so competitive, and yeah, we're living the dream.
How about Margaretta coming back and getting second?
Oh my gosh, Margaret actually, so she crashed last week, less than a week ago. So she crashed, and Margaret is probably one of the most dynamic and just, she's so resilient, and so I'm so proud to be her teammate, and she has such a bright future.
How does this give you momentum going into the NCAAs in Fort Worth, the invite?
The regionals,
right?
yeah. It gives us so much momentum. I worked really well with Sydney Clement. We talked about our relationship with ASU, but we worked together really well on the bike, and that's what triathlon's about. You got to work with who you're with, and just, you know, enjoy the moment, all that kind of stuff.
Is there a strategy to the relay part of it?
The relay is actually kind of new. There's not usually a relay in NC2A format, so I think, like, just getting out and doing it and having the music pumping, like, there's not really much of a strategy other than just go all out, you know?
What was the atmosphere like compared to some of the other meets you've been to? You talked about this being kind of the first, like, on-campus meet. I mean, what was that like for you? I saw you jumping around, like, in between races.
Oh my gosh, it's so much fun. I love, you know, Tucson and this whole community, and so to see our fellow student athletes and to have my parents are here, so just to make it kind of a family affair, it's one of a kind, and we're so grateful.
that was Kelly Wetland, one of the top college triathletes in the country. And I mentioned again, 3-0 this season. She's won every single meet in which they've been to. But the ace factor for Arizona might be this Margareta Vrablova, who finished second. If you go over to our Instagram page, you'll see the video. Margareta just absolutely collapsed coming over the finish line. She was so worn out from the race, but she's just a sophomore. She's from Slovakia. She's been competing internationally. So she had just come back. You heard Kelly mention she crashed the bike in the last meet. And so she was able to come back and finish second in the meet this weekend. And that could be an ace factor for this Arizona Wildcats crew, as they've got to go up to, I mentioned, to Tempe and potentially try to win a second national championship on ASU's home turf coming up here in about a month or so. So keeping an eye on Margaret. We'll hear from her coming up as well a little bit later. If not in the show today, we'll hear from Margaret tomorrow. We got a chance to talk to her as well. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Dragon Ball is back. He joins us. Have either one of you ever done anything resembling a triathlon? Now, J-Dub, I know you're a runner, but have you ever done a triathlon?
Yeah, I've done many, but never never obviously even approaching an Ironman level. But we've done stuff like 5K runs, like 25-mile bikes, that level. But I'll tell you, the best I ever did is called the Pull Pedal Paddle. And that's right where I lived.
Paddle.
Yeah, in Central Oregon. It's right out of Mount Bachelor is where it starts. And that is telemark skiing, if you're familiar, cross-country skiing down the hill. Then you kayak, and then you bike and finish with a sprint.
So you do cross-country skiing. So this is a winter event?
Downhill cross-country skiing. Well, you say winter, but there's like 200 inches of base powder at Mount Bachelor in May. Okay. It's the kind of place that gets outrageous amounts of snow. So
nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That's a Pull Pedal Paddle.
Yeah, that was the best one I've ever done. They've been doing that for like 50 years.
Nice. How about you, Dragon Ball? You ever ventured into anything like that?
I walked to North and South Campus at NAU a couple of times, but that's about it. Now, in regards to any kind of major competitive long distance anything, I've attempted maybe once or twice, and it was not necessarily in any kind of coordinated effort. It was I have no choice.
I can't even swim, so that would rule me. I can't even do the first part. I could probably do the bike and the run part, but I can't swim, so that would negate me from being able to become a triathlete.
All three of us could enter and just pick a discipline. How's that?
There you go.
I would have to go ahead and be the.
So you would be which?
I can't bike, so I got a handicap on that one as well.
Okay, so you can't bike, so I would do the bike. You would be able to run, you would run. J-Dub, can you swim?
I could do all three.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe J-Dub swims, I do the bike, and you do the running.
I grew up in a pool. I grew up in the foothills of Tucson and spent 5 hours a day in a pool as a kid. That's all I did, swim.
So we would be, because I think they have, I mentioned the relay part of it. They had a relay at the event on Saturday, as well as just the individual events where each person did all three disciplines, but then you would come and tag off to the next person, and then they would go and do all three. And the Wildcats, it was a successful weekend for the Arizona Wildcats. All right, Dragon Ball is here all week, and he's got your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. Well, again, right now we have a lot of I-10 ramp closures to be mindful of coming up this week, so be prepared. We have the westbound I-10 Irvington on and off ramp still remaining closed. Traffic can, however, use the new on-ramp at Alvernon that allows drivers to access the westbound I-10, and the westbound I-10 Ajo Way on-ramp is also closed there as well. And for your weather right now, we're still at about that 90-degree mark right now, continuing to go ahead and get cooler, including getting all the way down to about 82 degrees once we reach 9 o'clock. I'm Dragon Ball with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by Robert Half. At Robert Half, they found that 67% of companies want to increase contract talent. That's why their recruiters' expertise and award-winning AI work quickly to find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, they know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Severe from Vicks.
Sinex Severe nasal spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Severe instantly relieves nasal congestion and works 6 times faster than nasal decongestant tablets. The 12 hours of relief allow you to get back to the moments that matter without congestion.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it. Try Sinex Severe from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Hey, want to hear something great? Right now at Wendy's, you can get 2 of the #1 selling bacon cheeseburger in all fast food, the JBC, plus medium fries and a medium soft drink for just $8. Want to hear something else great? Double the burger means double the bacon. Now that's a game changer. 2 of the #1 bacon cheeseburgers with fries and a drink for just $8. Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Request $8 JBC meal deal to obtain discount. Individual items at regular price.
Football season is here. Oh, man. Believe has the podcast to enhance your football experience. From the pros.
One of the most interesting quarterback rooms.
To college.
Michigan is set at 8.5 wins.
To fantasy.
If you feel that way, why didn't you trade him?
Become a better fan and listen to the football podcasts from Believe.
Just search Believe. That's BLEAV podcast.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong, you are fearless, you are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factory, a force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Wow, this is bad.
Oh no. How bad? When will my AC be fixed?
You know, I don't know. It's your flux capacitor. They don't make them anymore. Special order. Couple grand easy.
Oh my God, what?
Don't get air-conned into paying for shoddy service and stuff you don't need. Put Goodfellas on the job. Goodfellas AC will repair or install your AC the right way the first time. You'll know up front exactly what it'll cost and how long it'll take. No surprises and free second opinions. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas.
All right, she's inside. Are you good?
Yeah. It's just, she's my baby girl, you know?
I do, and ceramic coating was a good choice.
Oh, she's beautiful.
Yep, I know.
Recon Auto Detailing. Enhance or restore your baby to her former glory with paint recondition, ceramic coating, paint protection, tinting, and more for full protection of your vehicle inside and out. New cars, old cars, we love them all. Recon Auto Detailing, 3829 North Oracle Road, Tucson. ReconDetail.com.
Step into a world where rewards never end. Welcome to Club Soul at Casino del Sol and Casino of the Sun. Every moment brings excitement. Every visit unlocks exclusive perks, free play, dining discounts, and more. From high-stakes action to luxurious experiences, your rewards grow with every play. Join today for endless benefits and unforgettable moments. Club Soul. Play more, earn more, experience more. Casino del Sol and Casino of the Sun. Enterprise of the Boscoyaki Tribe.
Back your hometown favorite. Get your very own exclusive University of Arizona debit card from Hughes Federal Credit Union. Pair your new card with a free checking account that earns dividends with no monthly fees, no minimum balance, and convenient 24/7 online and mobile banking. Visit one of our 7 convenient branch locations to get your card instantly or open an account online at hughesfcu.org/wildcats. Show your Wildcat spirit all year long with Hughes Federal Credit Union. Certain restrictions apply. Insured by NCUA.
Westwood One presents Today in Women's Sports. The WNBA semifinals tipped off on Sunday, and the Indiana Fever made a statement. On the road, they stunned the Las Vegas Aces in Game 1, 89-73. After losing superstar Caitlin Clark to a season-ending groin injury, most people thought the Fever were done, but they rallied and are now just 2 wins away from their first finals appearance since 2015. With Clark sidelined, veteran guard Kelsey Mitchell has been sensational. She carved up the Aces defense for a playoff career-high 34 points in the victory. Mitchell has spent her entire career in Indiana and was drafted 2nd overall in 2018. Now she's leading the Fever on an unlikely run.
Yeah, it's trying to be me. I love basketball, so it's just my job to try to do that as best as possible. But I just think it's the start of something great, but we can't get ahead of ourselves. We got to stay focused on the right stuff.
Game 2 is Tuesday in Sin City. With Today in Women's Sports, I'm Maggie Gray on Westwood One.
eBay has reinvented vehicle buying. From click to curb, everything's covered. Ever try to buy a car online and end up in a parking lot with a stranger and some blind trust? That era is over. Now with Secure Purchase, eBay isn't just where you find your car. It's where you buy it, start to finish. Title, financing, registration, delivery, it's all built in. This is the modern way to buy your next ride on eBay. eBay. Things people love. Secure Purchase is powered by Caramel Dealer Services, LLC, an eBay subsidiary.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on home insurance by checking Allstate first.
Hold it.
Like to check the assembly instructions first.
Hold it.
Before building the bookcase.
And done. Whew. You can let go.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Potential savings vary. Allstate Vehicle and Property Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
We talk a lot about pickleball on this show. Yes, we do. It is one of the fast advancing sports here in the United States of America. And how about this? There is a state championship coming to the state of Arizona for high school athletes that play this sport. And we're pleased to be joined by Stephanie Newton. She is the director of pickleball as well as the youth director at Pure Pickleball and Padel up in Scottsdale. And Stephanie, we appreciate you taking a few minutes to join us today. First of all, let me find out how you got involved playing pickleball.
Well, first of all, thanks for having me on the show. I'm so excited to talk about this topic and just really celebrate youth and them getting into the game. So my background, I used to coach. I was a college volleyball player, and then I coached volleyball, youth volleyball, for over 15 years. I have 4 kids, so I'm really involved with youth sports, and I got obsessed with pickleball kind of at a time when I really needed it. It became like a really good support for me during some hard times. And I started coaching kids and I realized these kids need it too. There's so much out there for adults, but when I go out to look for things for kids, I couldn't find anything. There were no competitions for the kids. It obviously wasn't in the schools. And I had a really big dream of getting it into the schools. My husband's a school teacher. And I knew I just wanted to go just to every school and just get kids excited about playing pickleball. And luckily I partnered and met up with the owners of Pure, Brett and Kevin, and they agreed with my vision. And it was just like the perfect combination for us to just go out, go to the schools, meet them where they're at, support them, help them get these clubs stood up and chartered, and really just organize something that was never there before. So it's just been a whirlwind of it just was a dream, and then all of a sudden it's coming true, and it's exciting. Like, kids want to play pickleball. They want it. I mean, we go to the schools and we're hounded with kids. They come and they're surrounding the table to sign up. We have 100 kids signed up at Red Mountain High School for their club team. We have 60 kids at Saguaro High School, over 50 kids at Mountain View High School. So it's really exciting, and it really is a dream come true just to help support the kids.
We're chatting with Stephanie Newton. She is with Pure Pickleball and Padel up in Scottsdale. It is I imagine this is the first state championship for high schoolers in pickleball. And it's interesting because obviously, I mean, I started playing this sport 2 years ago. And it was always presented to me, and obviously I think it kind of started as a sport for adults. When was it immediate the gravitation of now younger people, and in particular high school kids into this? Because I think a lot of the perception early on was this was an old a sport for retired folks.
Yeah, listen, I totally understand. And that's where I was coming into a roadblock, because I would look up, hey, what are some fun drills to do for kids, and they don't want to do the drills and the games that grandma and grandpa play, so it was, wow, we really need to focus on the youth. And here's the thing too, pickleball is unlike any other sport in that every kid can play. It's super inclusive. Every kid can play. They can learn really fast, and they gain confidence really fast. And if you look at just the kids today, they really need to feel a sense of belonging. Like, that's what we're missing in society, is they feel like they don't belong to something, or they're not part of a team. And pickleball is so unique because every kid can play. Every kid can be part of a team, and they can find that. And it just, it's so cool to see their confidence grow in just one practice session, and they improve so fast. They're so, athletic, and they can move a lot faster than, we can. But it's just so fun to see that confidence grow. But yeah, no, there was just a moment when I was coaching them, and I realized, you know what, I need to go all in with the kids. This is an important time for them, and this is something that I truly feel can help so many of them right now.
Now, we're seeing these mega pickleball complexes pop up kind of all over the place, and I know there are a number of them up in the valley. Now, is Pure open now, or are you guys still in development?
So we're still in development. We're hoping to break ground here soon. We have everything ready to break ground. It will be the largest indoor facility in the world. We will have 42 indoor courts and 8 paddle courts. And then we're also going to have a pro arena, a championship court, which is funny because everyone thinks, we're going to have the pro tournaments, which we will have pro tournaments there. But that center court, pro arena, I think the biggest crowd we're going to get there is these high school teams. When we're running the state tournament there, it's going to be sold out. People want to see the kids. Like, people want to cheer for their team. It's so fun to see, the schools compete against each other and their rivalry. And but yeah, that's what's going to sell out that stadium, is these high school tournaments.
Stephanie Newton is our guest. Now, do you think eventually this will be will we see, kind of like in the last few years we've seen the emergence of girls flag football in high school? Will we see this begin to potentially emerge as an AIA-sanctioned sport?
Yes, it will. We actually have the goal, and we're just going to try to make it really easy for the AIA. We're going to put all these club teams together. By the way, right now we have over 30 high schools in the process or already have their clubs created, and our goal is 100+ schools in the state of Arizona. And so the AIA will not be able to say no to that demand of kids that want to play. And we're going to organize it for them so they can just take it over. And really, I really feel within the next couple of years, it'll be sanctioned as a high school sport.
All right, so this state championship is in early December. It kind of coincides with a lot of the other fall sports championships, football, volleyball, all of those. It's going to be Saturday, December 6th. And December 7th at your facility. It's going to be at the Dink and Dunk Pickle Park, which is up in Mesa, correct?
Yeah, it's the Dink and Dine. So
Dink and Dine. Dink and Dine.
Yeah, Dink and Dine. Yeah, correct.
And how can students sign up for this?
Yeah, great question. So if you go to our website, purepickleball.com, we have a drop-down menu, and you can go right to the state tournament and register there. We already have it on. You can start your club. Like, if you are going to a school and you don't have a club team started, it's really easy to get that started. You need a faculty sponsor, and you need students that want to participate, but there is a link there that will help you set that up. And then you can also register by yourself for the state tournament and represent your school.
Now, I know you guys have a number of clubs up in the valley. Do you know of clubs down here in southern Arizona?
So we've reached out. Yeah, there's a lot of kids playing in southern Arizona. We've reached out to all of the schools. Some of them are just in the process of finding faculty sponsors, which I need to definitely give just a round of applause for all of these teachers that are stepping up to help these kids too, because they volunteer. So to start a club at a school, you need a faculty sponsor, and that's just someone that's willing to volunteer and help get the club going. And so if you are in southern Arizona, in the Tucson area, and you're currently working at a school, you're on the staff, we would love to have you work with us too and help get a club team started at your school, because we do need someone there that's, the liaison with the school and the kids.
We're chatting with Stephanie Newton. She is the director of pickleball at a Pure Pickleball and Padel up in Scottsdale. It's a new complex. It's opening in 2027, I believe, is when you guys will be complete and ready to go. This is the first high school state championships for pickleball. Girls doubles and boys doubles matches are going to take place on Saturday, December the 6th up in Mesa, while mixed doubles, girls singles and boys singles will be the next day on Sunday, December the 7th. So in terms of in terms of the age factor, is there going to be different age groups? How will that work?
No, so it'll be all high school kids. So it doesn't matter the age as long as you're in high school. Yeah, then you're
so freshmen, so ninth grade to 12th grade in terms of the high school ages.
Correct. And the club teams that we are working with right now, so before the state tournament, we're having them set up inter-club challenge matches. So some of these schools, they're rivals, and they're setting up these challenge matches. And it's going to be really exciting, actually, in just preparing for the state tournament. But we're working with, when we help a club set up, when we help support them, we give them practice plans to run their practices. We give them a ladder system. We give them, a running roster that they can work with. We give them access to a pro shop for fundraising, but we encourage the teams to run ladders so that they can take their top players to the state tournament and represent their school. So we will have individual state tournament champions, but we will also have a team champion as well. So they'll get points, for their team.
In terms of the doubles, then a lot of these will be student athletes that have played together before.
Correct.
So in terms of sign up, when is there a deadline? Can kids sign up pretty much right up until the final day?
No, there's a deadline. If you go to the website right now, we're doing a pre-registration. So if you can get on there, it will sell out. So, get on there if you're wanting to participate, if you want to represent your school, jump on there. The deadline is in the middle. I believe it's November 15th is the deadline. So get on there early, do the pre-registration, and just secure your spot, because this is going to be unbelievable. We're going to create history with this first tournament, and you're going to want to be there. It's going to be incredible.
You mentioned history. That was actually my next question. Are there other states that are doing this?
So Utah is doing this. Utah has been working at this for actually 2 years now, and they're working to get it sanctioned as a sport. I believe right now they have 24 high school club teams. So with our 30 that are in the process right now that will be ready to go once the state tournament starts, we will have the most high school club teams in the nation.
That is awesome to hear. For sure.
Yes,
I'm sure you've seen a lot of the, I'm sure. And one other thing, because we were going back to kind of what we were talking about at the top in terms of like how this kind of began is a sport for older folks, and now it's kind of trickled down. Do you teach it? I imagine you teach, correct? You're an instructor?
Correct. Yeah, I'm a coach. Yep. I'm the head coach too at Pure Pickleball. Yes.
So do you teach it differently to young folks versus how you teach it to older folks?
It depends on the age. So we coach kids of all ages, but as far as high school goes, it's very similar to adults. Obviously, we want the same strategy, right? We want them to be competitive and be very strategic and learn the correct form. But we do a lot of fun competitions, a lot more one-on-one. I mean, adults don't want to play singles, like older people, they don't play singles. So we get the kids playing single matches and double matches and teaching them just the strategy for that as well. But they're so athletic. They can do crazy things that it'll blow my mind. I'm like, you could get that ball, So, just challenging them, making it more fun, making it more social for them. That kids love. The reason why they love pickleball is they can go with their friends on a weekend and they just find a court and they just play for hours, and it's so great. What an incredible sport that they can do that. So we do try to mix things up and just make it more relevant and more fun for them and also challenging too.
Again, it is the inaugural Arizona High School Pickleball Championships powered by Pure. It's going to be at the Dink and Dine Pickle Park. Say that 5 times fast. Dink and Dine Pickle Park in Mesa. Coming up Saturday and Sunday, December 6th and 7th, with registration capped off in mid-November. So, and one more time, give the folks the website where they can sign up, Stephanie.
So it's pure, P-U-R-E, pickleball.com.
Pure, P-U-R-E, pickleball.com. Stephanie, where'd you play college volleyball?
Eastern Utah, in the state of Utah.
Utah.
Yeah.
Okay, outstanding. All right. Well, Stephanie, we appreciate you taking a few minutes to join us. Looking forward to kind of following this event and seeing who is crowned the state champions for the first time on the high school level in pickleball.
We can't wait. It's going to be exciting. Hopefully, come join us. It'll be awesome. You won't want to miss it. It's going to be incredible.
Incredible. Indeed, for sure. So, again, if you are in high school right now and you play pickleball here in Southern Arizona, this is your opportunity to become the best in the state. First ever high school pickleball championship going on. Sign up now. You'll only be able to sign up till mid-November, and then competition early December. Right around the same time, we'll be playing the other state championships in football and volleyball and all the rest of the fall sports. Pickleball state championship up in Mesa. DK on the Sports Tip, one segment left to go. We'll have your Casino del Sol replay and a little bit more for you. Dragon Ball getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the Auto Nation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcat Trail 1290 traffic and weather together. 6th Street between Stone Avenue and Church Avenue is still closed to all travel until the end of the year, with westbound 6th Street directed northbound at the Stone Avenue and 6th Street intersection. Eastbound 6th Street can use either Granada or Church Avenue to get around that closure there. As for your weather, we're still, again, about that 90-degree mark, still continuing to get cooled down, be out of the 90s here once we get to 6 o'clock. I'm Dragon Ball, the Wildcat Trail 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Rooter Ranger 24/7 Plumbing, Sewer, and Drains. For fast, affordable plumbing and emergency drain services, call Rooter Ranger and get out of plumbing danger. RooterRanger.com.
888-7-RANGER. Get you out of plumbing danger.
Hi, it's me, Flo, here to tell you that with the Progressive Home and Auto Bundle, you get 24/7 protection, so you're covered no matter where the day takes you.
Even I added too much water to the pizza dough day?
Yep.
How about getting a call from my daughter to pick her up at the airport because her boyfriend is unreliable day?
Especially that day.
What about finding out that one of my pipes suddenly burst in my basement day?
Progressive has every day covered 24/7 with the Home and Auto Bundle. Also, you have a lot of bad days.
Oh no, that was all the same day.
At least you're covered with Progressive.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Paid for by term provider. Premiums will vary. Plans depend on age, location, and other factors. Visit biglou.com.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-830-4914. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-830-4914. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-830-4914. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-830-4914. That's 800-830-4914.
So hot. Hi, can I help you? Good afternoon. We're with Goodfellas AC Rapid Response Team. But I didn't call yet.
That's how fast we are, man.
Just as I thought. This AC is out.
No, we're not gonna lose it. Come on. Come on. Don't you die on me!
Johnson, get a hold of yourself. Sorry, we take this very seriously.
Wow, you fellas are good.
It's not just a name, ma'am.
It's who we are kind of thing.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. Goodfellasac.com.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong, you are fearless, you are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factory, a force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Wildcat fans, Arizona football tickets are on sale now. Join the party at Arizona Stadium all season long as your Arizona Wildcats take on year 2 in the Big 12. There's nothing better than an Arizona football game day, from the tailgating scene to the action on the field. So bring a friend and get your tickets now by calling 520-621-2287. That's 621-CATS, or by visiting ArizonaWildcats.com/FB. And as always, bear down.
There are many reasons you might need Dorado Rockin' Materials. A few bare spots in the yard. The driveway needs filling in. Or it could be that the yard needs a whole makeover. Whatever the reason, if your yard has the summertime blues, Dorado Rockin' Materials has everything from sand to boulders and every rock and pebble in between. If you need help spreading it, we have options for that too. Call 400-4233. Dorado Rockin' Materials. The right service, the right product, the right price.
This is Zach Gelb with the Sports Minute, sponsored by Napa. The pros know to keep your business moving at full speed. I said it before the start of the season, and I'll say it again. The New York Giants should be starting Jackson Dart. Russell Wilson does nothing for me at this stage of his career. He's clearly washed. The Giants are 0-3, and they need some excitement, and Russ isn't it. So save me all the tough schedule talk. John Mara, Brian Daboll, and Joe Shea need to do what's right, and that's start Dart this week up against the Los Angeles Chargers. I'm Zach Gelb.
At Napa, we've spent the last 100 years building our business into an engine that powers yours. Whether you're big or small, national or local, Napa has the automotive solutions your business needs to stay moving. And it's all driven by a nationwide network of quality parts and exceptional service on one mission: to keep your business moving full speed ahead. That's why we are the pros that know.
Napa know-how.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. Final segment of our show. We'll take you right up to the top of the hour, 6 o'clock, and then it'll be the Brent Brennan Radio Show coming up at 6:05. Panther Talk at 7:05 tonight. And full shows all week. Tomorrow, Wednesday, obviously. Thursday, short show with Thursday Night Football. Friday, we might be out at a high school Friday. We'll let you know that for the continuation of It's Almost Friday Night. And a chance to get out to Marana High School on Friday night and check out the Tigers and their win over Canyon del Oro. And the season continues. We got flag football starting now. The ladies were on the fields last week. Some of those games got a little rained out from that storm we had that came through on Thursday night, but I think they got most of the games in on Wednesday night. So we'll keep you tracked, keep you abreast as well what's happening with the flag football. Season number 3 of flag football here in Southern Arizona. More schools playing than we've had, obviously, in the previous 2 seasons of that sport. Cardinals lose on Sunday. And not only do they lose the game, but James Conner likely out for the season with an ankle injury. That's a huge, huge loss. He's not only obviously the running back for the Cardinals, but he is also one of the leaders for that locker room. And it really stunk to see him go down. Trey Benson, in fact, tweeting out just a few hours ago, he's the backup running back. Got you for life, 6. I promise. That's Trey Benson, who after the ball game last night talked a lot about what James Conner meant to him in his young career and the big brother that James Conner has been to him. And so that really stinks to kind of see what's happened and what happened yesterday to James Conner in a 16-15 loss, a game which the 49ers won on a last-second field goal. There were a lot of last-second field goals, blocked field goals, all kinds of things. I mean, that injury to James Conner, it's just it reminded me a lot of the injury that Nick Chubb suffered a few years ago. Just got bent in a bent over in just a direction you don't want to get bent over. With your leg underneath you, and just horrible, horrible injury to see. But again, football, and sometimes, unfortunately, those types of injuries happen. Let's hear from Jonathan Gannon. It is your Casino del Sol replay for today, brought to you by Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf. Let's hear from the head coach after the 16-15 loss to San Francisco.
On the injury front, James Conner had an ankle, was not able to return. I think Zaven got checked out, but he could come back in the game. So good hard-fought game, good football team. We didn't ultimately do enough what we needed to win. It starts with me, so we got to get the corrections quickly, play better football. I just told them when they wake up tomorrow, we got to move on because we're playing in about 4 days here. So that'll be we got to handle that week and do a good job leading up to Thursday. So, but we got to take a good hard look in the mirror and play better. So it starts with me. I thought we moved it well, didn't come away with a lot of points, generated some explosives, which led to some points there. So that's always good. Had a chance to win the game there at the end, and the kid made a good play. Honestly, 20 made a hell of a play there. So I think not just the offense, all 3 phases got to do a little bit better. That's a fundamental of playing football that we have to do better because it bit us today. We definitely had a couple drops in there that hurt. That happens, but when those things do happen, that's what leads to winning and losing. Those are the margins we're talking about. We always got to play a little bit better. The runs that are going for nothing we have to be more efficient with those. So I don't know how many of those were, but it felt like a lot of times it was 2nd and 10 after a run, like it sets you behind the sticks. So just got to do a little bit better. I have no problems with the offensive play calling. Never will. I know exactly what we're calling. So if you got a problem with that, you should look to me.
There you go. And there have been a lot of people that have been barking early in the season about the offensive play calling for the Cardinals, in particular, their inability, it seems, to get the ball to Marvin Harrison Jr., their top wide receiver. 6 targets yesterday, 3 receptions for 44 yards. He had a 32-yarder, so only 12 yards on his other 2 catches. Kyler Murray talked about it during the week last week and said, hey, everybody wishes there were more balls to go around. But again, this is your guy. This is your guy. You drafted him number 1. You have Trey McBride, and he's one of the best tight ends in the game. 5 catches for 43 yards yesterday. But Marvin Harrison's going to be the guy that's going to help you get to where you need to be. And 3 catches for 44 yards just is not really going to get it done in most instances. Kyler Murray finished 22 of 35, 159 yards, had 1 touchdown, did not throw an interception, was sacked once in the ball game. Kyler Murray on the loss to San Francisco.
Frustrated, felt like we let that one slip. We did let it slip. Another game we had opportunities to kind of put the game away. And we all just got to play better. Just got to make plays. Got to make plays when they're there, myself included. Everybody obviously feel like defense did enough for us to win the game, and we didn't finish the job. And that's again, I've been telling y'all, and today bit us in that. It's unfortunate, and it's just we got to get right. We got to get right. If we want to go, we got to get right immediately. I mean, we had plays there. We had plays there throughout the game that, I know I've seen our guys make. I know, again, it's myself included. We all just got to be better. But when you're playing better teams, you're playing better opponents, can't afford to, let those happen just because, you get a chance to put your foot on the throat, you have to. And, today obviously it ended in a walk-off field goal. It was that close. We had multiple opportunities, I feel like, to kind of put that game away. It's frustrating.
Yeah, frustrating for sure. Zay Jones, 2 catches for 25 yards in the ball game. And like I said, just 3 catches for Marvin Harrison. They have got to figure out how to get him more involved in this offense if they want to get to where they want to be.
You know what's frustrating as a sound engineer is Kyler Murray, every single press conference, he does that thing with his hands where he plays with the mic constantly. So if you ever hear noises when Kyler Murray's talking, it's because he's physically playing with the microphone. It's like a nervous tick. He does it literally every answer he's ever done.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure he does. So hopefully he can begin to maybe not do that.
You think if he's a little taller, he might see those routes over the middle, Marvin?
Possibly. Yeah. Well, again, there's your short quarterback answer for you. You know how I feel about that. It can be sometimes if you're standing in the pocket, a little bit difficult to see some of those routes for sure, and so you've got to be able to do that. No question about it. Cardinals 2-1 now on the season. They will come home and take on the Seahawks. As you heard the coach say, it is a short week. That's because the Arizona Cardinals are playing Thursday night. You will hear that game right here on Wildcats Radio 1290, 5:15 kickoff, coverage beginning at 4:30 on Westwood 1. So we've got your Cardinals this week here on 1290. Now, your Mercury won on Friday night. Remember Game 3 Friday night against the New York Liberty? Deciding Game 3, the Liberty coming in, the defending champions of the WNBA, and having won Game 1, and then the Mercury went to New York and won Game 2 by 26 points, and they came home Friday night, and they were able to win Game 3 to advance to the semifinals of the WNBA, where they get the number 1 seed in this whole shebang. The Minnesota Lynx. That series started on Sunday. So you immediately get off your 79-73 bus and you got to fly to Minnesota, where the Mercury lost last night by a score of 82-69. It was Alyssa Thomas, 18 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. Courtney Williams, though, the big star for the Lynx in this ball game, of course, along with Nafisha Collier. 23 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists for Courtney Williams. Nate Tibbetts, let's hear from him after this 82-69 loss to Minnesota.
I'm going to have to look at the film, but they really did a good job defensively in the second half, to hold us to 22 points. They turned it up at that end. Obviously, we didn't shoot it very well from 3. I think that was another factor. But yeah, I mean, they did what they were supposed to do, win Game 1. I was proud of our effort, to be up 1 going into the third with such a short turnaround. Like we put ourselves in position to win the game. We're not into moral victories, but they did their job.
Is putting such an emphasis on scoring in the paint something that you guys want to do in this series against this Minnesota team? Or?
Yeah, I think every series, every game presents different advantages and disadvantages. Obviously coming into the game, if you would have told us we would have had 42 points in the first half, that would have surprised me. But we did some things well. They might have made some adjustments. Again, we got to look at the film. But I thought their intensity level raised, and they did what they were supposed to do.
So with the difference between those two halves, how do you think fatigue played into that, with you having just such a rough game just 36 hours ago?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, listen, we got a group that's well conditioned and excited. Maybe physical fatigue, mental fatigue, but we don't have time to worry about it. Again, like I said, I thought we played 3 really good quarters, and then they just turned it up in the fourth.
Coach, I know Minnesota defended the 3 against you guys very well all season in those 4 matchups. How much of that was part of the game plan today, with just you looking to go inside into the paint?
Yeah, you just gotta kind of read the game. We got up 23 threes today. Obviously, we were just 3 for 23. That's a tough shooting night. But they do a good job of impacting, contesting shots. They were flying around defensively. But we want to be aggressive downhill, and if there's no help, obviously we want to score in the paint. If there is help, then we'd like to kick for threes.
AT had a really good first half, and then it seemed like the Lynx maybe changed some things with their coverages. What did you see just in the second half and how they defended AT?
Yeah, I thought they obviously made a concerted effort to give her some different looks. I thought they were a little bit more active just around her. But again, I'm going to have to look at the tape to see, but they did a good job of slowing her down.
Hey Nate, in the fourth quarter of today's game, how did you feel about the rebounding in particular? What did you kind of see that you maybe wanted to see more of from that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I would have liked to see more defensive rebounds. They did a good job of crashing the glass. That was one thing that we talked about coming into this series. 20-second chance points is way too many, and they had some big ones in the fourth.
All right, there you go. Nate Tibbetts, the head coach of your Phoenix Mercury. Game 2 coming up on Tuesday night. The good news is this is a best of 5. Best of 5 versus first round was best of 3. So you need to lose 3 times. And you're guaranteed at least 1 game at home. So game number 2 coming up tomorrow up in Minneapolis, Minnesota at the Target Center. 4:30 will be the tip-off on that game, with the Lynx holding a 1-zip lead. All right, we told you about our 5K a day. 5K a day. This is what we're giving away, folks. Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand. 5K a day on Wildcats Radio 1290 is making 5 people $1,000 richer every weekday. Listen for the national keywords on Wildcats Radio 1290. Keywords between 6 and 9, 9 and 11, 11 and 2, 2 and 4, 4 and 7. So I'm going to give you the keyword right now for between 4 and 7. The keyword right now is silver. Silver. Text that word silver right now for your chance to win $1,000 to, let me make sure I've got the number, 95819. 95819. Text silver to 95819. You may have a chance to win $1,000. That's going to wrap up our show for today. Thanks to Stephanie Newton from Pure Pickleball and Padel up in Phoenix. Get your high school kid. If you're a high school kid, get ready for the state championships. Compete for a state championship in pickleball. Donna Peterson, Arizona Fall League. We appreciate her joining us. Arizona Fall League coming to town on the 11th. For J-Dub, for Cricket on Vacation, for Dragon Ball, my name is David Kelly. That's our time for tonight. Thank you very much for your time. We will give you the Brent Brennan Show. It's next, right here on Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Glass line work impacting traffic on Glen Street west of Campbell Avenue. Try to use Fort Lowell to get around that instead. Nighttime bridge deck work occurring on Swan Road, south of River Road at the Rito through September the 30th. Crews will be out there working weekday evenings from 8 p.m. to 7 a.m. Try to use Craycraft if you're driving out there that late at night. For your weather, we're currently at about 90 degrees. We'll be out of it at 6 p.m. and down to 84 at 8 o'clock. I'm Dragon Ball with you, Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing. At Cool Willie's Plumbing, they'll help you with drain cleaning, water treatment, sewer repairs, and replacements. Trust the big guy. Contact Tucson's most respected plumbing experts at CoolWillies.com, where they are big enough to help and small enough to care. That's CoolWillies.com. CoolWillies.com.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus Media Station. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com. We are your home for Arizona Athletics. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
Tune into Wildcats Radio 1290 weekly for Brett Brennan's Football Press Conference, where you can catch up on all things Arizona football this season. The Football Press Conference, sponsored by Coors Light.
quick, she's over here. I don't know. I just found her like this.
Yeah, she's banged up, but she'll be fine.
Oh, thank God. What can I do?
Just need the keys. And, sir?
Yeah?
Your car's gonna be fine.
Thank you.
Mobile detailing from Recon Auto Detailing. Tired of wear and tear on your vehicle or just tired of cleaning it yourself? We'll come to you. Book with us online and see why we have over 1,100 5-star reviews. Recon Auto Detailing. ReconDetail.com.
Experiencing the natural wonders comes easy at Rockin' Cay. Nestled at the base of the Rincon Mountain foothills, enjoy stunning mountain views up close every day. Visit Lennar's 2 communities in Rockin' Cay, with home savings up to $25,000 and limited time interest rate and closing cost incentives on select move-in ready homes. LiveRockingCay.com. Designed by nature. Proud U of A radio broadcast sponsor.
Summer may be winding down, but the Arizona heat isn't going anywhere. Keep your AC strong through this endless summer with Rightway. When systems are pushed too hard, they fail, causing strange noises, unusual smells, or no cool air at all. Rightway is here with 15% off any AC repair to get you comfortable fast. Or be proactive and book your $65 AC tune-up today and avoid emergency breakdowns. Call 520-640-COOL or visit rightwayac.com.
Ready to score a new vehicle? Whether you are looking for a new car, truck, or electric vehicle, at Royal Kia, we know exactly what you want. A quality vehicle at a great price and to be treated fairly. We stand by our transparent online pricing, offer a 72-hour buyback guarantee, and you work with our no-pressure, non-commissioned sales staff. Royal Kia, the dealership that's different. OAC plus tax, title, license, dealer installed options, and $589 doc fee. Royal Kia, Speedway in Columbus, or royalkia.com.
Looking for quality windows without the wait? Come to the Window Depot. We carry a huge selection of Milgard windows, in stock now and ready for pickup. Need something custom? No problem. From new construction to full home replacement, we'll help you order the perfect Milgard windows built to fit your space, style, and budget. Whether you're a homeowner or contractor, the Window Depot makes it easy to get the windows you need fast. Visit thewindowdepot.com to find a location near you and see why we're your Milgard window experts.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking, the list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward, don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Back your hometown favorite. Get your very own exclusive University of Arizona debit card from Hughes Federal Credit Union. Pair your new card with a free checking account that earns dividends with no monthly fees, no minimum balance, and convenient 24/7 online and mobile banking. Visit one of our 7 convenient branch locations to get your card instantly or open an account online at hughesfcu.org/wildcats. Show your Wildcat spirit all year long with Hughes Federal Credit Union. Certain restrictions apply. Insured by NCUA.
It's your time to shine. This is Desert Diamond Casino, the spot with Arizona's only hometown sportsbook, the hottest slots and tables, and off-the-charts energy you won't find anywhere else. Here, there's always a fun-filled, action-packed, downright unforgettable night right around the corner. So let your hair down, turn the sparkle all the way up. It's time to live the diamond life. Desert Diamond Casino.
An enterprise of the Tohono O'odham Nation.
This is University of Arizona Wildcat Football. And this is the Brent Brennan Radio Show. Each week, the Wildcats head coach talks Wildcat football. You're always invited to join us at Union Public House for great food, football, and some fun. Now, Arizona Sports Enterprises presents the Brent Brennan Show. With the coach, here's your host, the voice of the Wildcats, Brian Jeffries. All right, hi again, everybody, and welcome back to Union Public House. It's a Monday night, time to talk Wildcat football. Great to have you along. After a much-deserved and needed bye week, and all bye weeks are good, the Wildcats are back in action Saturday. They head to Ames, Iowa to take on the Iowa State Cyclones. It's the Big 12 opener for the Wildcats. That game will kick off at 4 o'clock Arizona time, then back home for 2 straight after that. But first things first, and that's Iowa State coming up this week. And, Coach, I know that bye weeks are good. You get a chance to get some rest, heal up some guys, do a lot of things internally. I'm sure glad we're playing football this week. I'll tell you that. I'm bye weeks goodbye.
Yeah.
Let's play ball.
Amen. We're excited to play Iowa State. Coach Campbell, they got a great program, and we're excited to go on the road and meet that challenge. It's going to be a lot of fun.
When we were here 2 weeks ago, I asked you about the bye week and mentioned some of the things that you wanted to do. And let's start out with the self-scouting of your team. What are some of the things that you and your staff look back at and that you look forward to now this week?
No, I think whenever you do that, you have some time like that, you look back at it every phase of the game. So really, in football, you're thinking of the critical situations, right? How do we handle third down, red zone? What kind of decisions are we making in terms of what plays we call? What kind of stuff is predictable? How are we handling first and second down? Just like you're trying to figure out what tendencies you've developed over your first